Welcome to Yost Arena. I'm Dylan Phillips, joined with Gabby Miller. We're hosting Michigan, #1 in the country, hosting Michigan State, #2 in the country. We're about to face off here. We're just after 7 p.m. This is a highly touted matchup between two amazing teams. What do you have to say about that, Gabby?
Just like you said, Dylan, it's a top 2 matchup we have here. Expect nothing less than an action-packed game tonight. Obviously, we saw Michigan men's basketball take down the Spartans last weekend. Now, Michigan men's hockey will have a chance on ice tonight.
Yeah, and something to keep note of in this game is the fact that Michigan's using their backup goalie tonight and will be for the rest of the season. And that's going to play a big factor in this game. We've just faced off here, and Michigan State's going to take the puck into neutral ice to start this game. And right off the bat, a Michigan State player is pushed right into the Michigan bench. Puck finds its way back into Michigan control. Michigan State trying to get it back in Michigan territory. It's back in the trapezoid behind the Michigan net. Rolling around the boards. And Spence is going to flick it up back into Michigan State ice. Tonight's giveaway was a cowboy hat that lights up, and this student section is absolutely lit up as well. A lot of energy early on from Michigan fans as we're going to get a power play on the Michigan side of the ice.
A lot of energy in Yost Arena tonight, and while we are decked out in blue out, a little bit of green here as we do have some visitors from East Lansing present as well.
Power play goes Michigan's way. They'll take the puck up into neutral ice, but they'll flick it away into Michigan State ice. Michigan State gets it through the neutral zone. Spence flicks it away, back through the trapezoid, around the boards. Shot taken by Michigan State, goes wide, and now the two teams fight for control over the puck. Spence knocked to the ground. Michigan State catch the puck midair, and they're going to contain control of it in neutral ice as it goes back towards the Michigan trapezoid. Hughes in control of the puck. Bad pass over to Peterson. Molenauer can't get to the pass from Peterson. It's going to get back into Michigan State control neutral ice. A poorly timed substitution by Michigan leaves an open shot, and it is deflected by tonight's goalie for Michigan, Stephen Peck. What do you have to say about Stephen Peck tonight?
Stephen Peck been performing well, 5-0 lately, but however, he is going to need his defense to really step it up tonight. Dylan, before we started this broadcast tonight, we were casually talking about how it's really going to test his abilities. He hasn't totally been challenged yet. We obviously saw the Michigan Wolverines take down the Buckeyes in a sweep last weekend, but they honestly did not perform to their level. They played down to the Buckeyes, and it wasn't their best showing, so I don't think Peck has truly been challenged yet.
Puck drops in a power play at Michigan ice, and it's going to go Michigan's way once again. Puck gets flown down the ice, back into Michigan State control. Page gets control of the puck in Michigan State territory. Now it's behind in the trapezoid of Michigan State's side. Now Michigan State in control of the puck, trying to move it down the ice. And it'll go back behind the net, Michigan side. Some pushing and shoving going on behind Michigan's net. Michigan just trying to get that puck out of there. Michigan State will try and fling it around the boards. Peck goes behind the net to get the puck, and he flings it back out to his boys. Michigan in control of the puck, trying to reset. In control behind the net. Still in control, still holding it. That's Roll Mullen, who gets the puck, flicks it down the ice, and now it's going to be a Michigan State controlled puck moving into neutral ice. It's a 2-on-2 headed towards the Michigan net. Now, if Michigan wants to win tonight, they're going to have to be very intentional with how they move the puck around the ice. Both teams. These are two high-octane offenses. If the shot's taken on Michigan goal, goes high. The puck flings around, makes its way into Michigan ice. Substitutions for both teams. Michigan puts on a whole new 5. Fantilli's going to get control of the puck, move it down to Shock.
McKinney now in control, moving it out neutral ice, passes it off to Spence. Spence falls down, and the puck will ring its way back around into Michigan State control, and they have it in neutral ice. A poor pass trying to get it upfield, and now Tyler Duke is going to sling it back down towards Michigan's side, and they're going to call icing on that one.
So far, we're seeing quite scrappy play here, Dylan. We're going to have a face-off here soon, folks, but quite scrappy play, nothing that we weren't expecting. These two teams have quite some history, quite a heated rivalry between the two of them, and we are about to face off.
Power play on Michigan's ice. It will go Michigan's way once again. Tyler Duke in control of the puck in the corner on the boards, and it's going to find its way into number 67's control. Cole McKinney was contested on the puck at neutral ice, made its way back into Michigan control, and Shifsky's trying to move it up. Michigan State able to get that puck free, and now Stramel from Michigan State gets the puck. There's a lot of early contention for the puck on Michigan's side. A wide slap shot from neutral territory from Michigan State nearly misses. That caught Stephen Peck off guard. Puck currently on Michigan State territory. A shot taken, goes wide. Barnett able to fling it around. Michigan trying to get something to happen on Michigan's side of the ice, and they don't. Puck goes wide. Michigan State now in control of the puck in neutral territory. They get it up into the trapezoid. Moldenauer beefing with Geary here. Puck's going to find its way into Perrone's hands. More substitutions for Michigan here as they have the puck in Michigan State territory. Drew Schock is able to find, he loses the puck. It's Lee from Michigan State. He's trying to find a man. He does find one. A shot taken by Geary misses, and now it's in control of Michael Hage. He takes a shot, and it doesn't go. Hage gets it back, passes it to Valentini. Valentini, slap shot, doesn't go. Michigan still trying to make something happen. Robertson with the puck, takes a deep shot, doesn't go. Puck still rolling around on the trapezoid on Michigan State side. Up against the boards. Michigan just trying to control the puck right now. Valentini trying to find a man, trying to find an opening, doesn't get one. Michigan State get the puck. They try to pass it into neutral territory, and that's Aiden Park with the puck, trying to find somebody to pass it off to. Finds Valentini. Valentini loses it, and Roland Boland gets the puck. He can't get it to go. Park passes it off. Barnett has it. Passes it inside, but that's going to get trapped by the goalie, and a shove. A shove from Michigan State. I believe that shove came up, and they pushed Josh Erlesi down to the ice. There's some early scuffling between these two heated rivals.
Heated rivals for sure, Dylan. We're going to see a lot of that tonight, but it sounds like it's going to be an exciting matchup as we're seeing the refs really let them play and really let them duke it out right now.
Absolutely. The energy between these two teams is going to be high all night. You've got the #1 highest scoring offense in the nation in Michigan, who score 4.81 goals on average per game, and the #7 offense for Michigan State. Power play in Michigan State territory. Goes Michigan's way. They have the puck. A deep shot doesn't go. That shot taken by Asher Barnett from deep towards the neutral zone at the top. Play will stop once again. We'll have another power play on Michigan State's side to the right of the net.
Seeing a little bit of a delay here, but it is going to be exciting to see these two teams really duke it out. They're really going to see a lot of physicality as this game progresses, and we are just merely a few minutes in.
Absolutely. We're 13 minutes and 46 seconds into the first period, with that much time left in the first period. 4 shots to Michigan, 5 shots to Michigan State. Both goalies tested early on. Power play on Michigan State's side goes in the direction of Michigan State, but they lose it to Michigan. Now it's in neutral territory. Puck's going to get flowed down into Michigan State's trapezoid. It's behind the net. Michigan State flinging it around the boards. Puck's going to get flowed to the neutral zone once again. Ernesi has it in neutral territory. Puck found its way to Draper, but he lost it, and now nobody has it. I think play will stop once again for another power play as more substitutions come onto the field, onto the ice.
One happy kid in the stands got that puck.
Yeah, that one just went rogue for sure.
Good day for that little kid.
Absolutely. This Yost Arena tonight is packed. This is the most packed I've seen it since opening night.
Easily. Everyone is showing up for this huge matchup. We have arguably the most entertaining game they have had all season.
Face off in center ice goes Michigan's way. Fantilli passes up to McKinney. McKinney double teamed and loses the puck. It's up against the corner of the boards of Michigan State's territory. Now Michigan State in control. Tyler Duke getting aggressive with the puck as it finds its way into Michigan territory. Duke moving it up the ice. McKinney now in control in neutral territory. Passes it off. That's number 17, Garrett Shivsky. Puck found its way to the side, onto the boards. Michigan State taking possession. It's 2-on-4, 2-on-5 Michigan State, and they're going to not have anywhere to go with it. Shivsky gets it, passes it up the boards. McKinney also gets a touch on it. Now it's Shivsky with the puck. That's Drew Schock with the puck, moving up into neutral territory. Moldenauer with the puck, moving fast up to the right side. Now he's back behind the net in the trapezoid. Deep shot taken by TJ Hughes, who just had his 100th career assist as a Michigan Wolverine last week. Michigan State took a shot into the goal, but it did not go. Pretty easy save for Stephen Peck. What have you thought of Stephen Peck so far? I know it's super early.
It's early to say, but so far he has been performing really, really well. We're seeing him really step up. He doesn't look timid. He's not afraid to step into these situations. And so far, he's doing a really good job of gauging whether to deflect it off his pad or scoop it up. We really haven't seen, I don't want to jinx him, many mistakes from him so far. He really seems confident in such a high intensity and high stakes matchup. So you got to give Peck some credit so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk a little bit more about the goalie situation tonight as play has stopped for teams to rest and for the ice to get snowed. Michigan's goalie's out for an extended period of time. They think they might get him back to the postseason. But that seems, at the moment, unimportant as Stephen Peck fills that void. Ivan Kovic, the freshman, was the number 3 goalie in the nation before he went down mid-January. That was not that long ago. There's only been 5 games for Stephen Peck since that injury. He's been 5-0.
Yes.
But this is by far the biggest opponent that he will face here.
Yeah.
This is the number 2 team in the country facing the number 1 team. And while Michigan's strength is their offense and their high goal scoring average, their other strength has been the fact that they don't allow many goals. And with such a small sample size, the biggest difference maker seems to be how well will Stephen Peck perform.
For sure. And so far, he is proving to do so. He is really stepping up into this position, especially as just a freshman.
That'll be tested here as a power play goes Michigan State's way. A quick shot early on by number 9, Matt Basgo from Michigan State, deflected by Peck. Another shot is deflected by Peck as a Michigan State player skates right into Peck, knocks him down. Play will not be stopped. Michigan in control of the puck. Duke takes a deep shot from neutral territory. It doesn't go. 2 players collapse, one from each team. Play is still resuming, but oh my goodness, can you see this, Gabby? Describe what we're seeing here on the ice.
We're seeing a little bit of a tangled up situation here. We might have an injury?
2 skates caught together there.
It looks like that was Ralph there who was down for a second. He seems to be good now. It seems that his skate, his blade is still intact. But we did see a little bit of a tangle up there.
Yeah, it's pretty uncommon, I think, to see really unorthodox. Michigan had a little bit of a fast breakaway situation going on there, and they had to stop play because they just couldn't get free of each other. We'll have a power play down here in Michigan State territory. It'll be Hage. Hage loses the face-off, but Michigan gets control of the puck. It's Mullen. Horkoff tries to make a pass, doesn't get it off. It's now a fight for control over the puck in Michigan State territory along the boards. Michigan get temporary control of it, and they sling it around the back end. Valentini passes it even further back. Barnett chasing down the puck. It falls back into the trapezoid in Michigan territory. A wide shot from West from Michigan State. Does not go. The puck is in the Michigan trapezoid. West in control again. Takes another shot. Puck in control of the neutral zone by Will Horkoff. Gets into Michael Hage's hands. He passes out to Horkoff. Horkoff falls to the ground, slides, still tries to get control of the puck, but he loses it. Oh, and Michael Hage gets it back. Excuse me, that's Mike Spence. Michigan in control of the puck. They sling it on the back end. And Michigan State's going to sling that puck along the boards, and that will be all the way back, all the way down into Michigan territory. It's in their own trapezoid. Robertson on the ice. McKinney on the ice. Shifsky in control of the puck. Breakaway play, 1-on-2. And he's going to get smothered. Spence tries to get it, tries to pass it to Shifsky, who was still pinned against the boards. Puck goes loose. It's Fantilli with the puck. Puck found its way right in front of the Michigan State goalie, and they couldn't do anything with it. Now it's in the Michigan's territory, in Michigan's trapezoid. No one seems to know where the puck is. Shifsky has the puck, but loses it. Substitutions come on, and both teams will sort of reset here as Ralph from Michigan State launches it back into the end of Michigan territory. Perron had the puck, lost the puck. It's a lot of possession change here. Not a lot of passes going off. Puck is currently rattling around along the boards in the Michigan trapezoid. Stephen Peck absolutely dialed in, trying to figure out where the puck is and who has it. Michigan State trying to do something with the puck here as it continues to roam around this area, passing it back and forth to each other. Tyler Duke has the puck pinned against the boards. Again, this is still in the Michigan trapezoid. It's 2-on-2. Tyler Duke falls on top of number 13, Shody from Michigan State. A quick shot was taken there by number 22, Porter Martone, one of the best scorers for Michigan State. It was caught by Stephen Peck, and play will stop for the moment.
Seeing some aggressiveness there from Shouty. And now we will see these two teams face off again here in the Michigan State offensive zone. But we're seeing a lot of errors here from both teams. No one really able to connect these passes. So we're seeing a little bit of sloppiness, a little bit of scrappiness.
Yeah, defense for both teams can be critical in this game as offense seems to be their typical strength. Playoff power play on Michigan's side to the right of Michigan goal ended up going nobody's way, and the puck's going to end up in Michigan State's trapezoid as it rings around the boards. That's number 15, Charlie Stramel, one of the top scorers for Michigan State, in control of the puck, but he loses it, and it falls right into Stephen Peck's lap. He will trap it, and we'll have another power play on Michigan's side.
Yeah, Dylan, you couldn't have said it better. Charlie Stramel's definitely someone to look out for on this Michigan State offense so far. He is a 6'3" forward, selected 21st overall by the Minnesota Wild in the first round of the 2023 NHL Draft. Someone to definitely have eyes on. 16 goals this season, 19 assists. Power
play goes Michigan's way. Fantilli in possession, flicks it off the board. Now Michigan State in control of the puck in neutral territory. Tyler Duke gets a hold of it with his stick, slings it out of there. Shifsky tries to intercept a pass from Michigan State, and Fantilli will sling it back to McKinney on Michigan ice. They're going to try and figure out an open man. They're still in control of it in the trapezoid. Duke passes it up to McKinney. Pass was too far ahead of him, and Michigan State will assert control over the puck. Russell in control of the puck, takes a shot, blocked by Stephen Peck. Mullen gets the puck over to McKinney. McKinney right through the center of the ice, just flicks it up and over the goalie for Michigan State. Trey Augustine is the goalie for Michigan State tonight and has been all season for the Michigan State Spartans. He is the number 4 ranked goalie in the nation, and he will play a significant factor tonight. Michael Hage chasing after the puck in contention with Ralph. Hage still fighting for it. And the puck will be flung out towards the Michigan trapezoid. Horkov fighting for it. Lee from Michigan State fighting for it. Nilsson takes a deep shot from neutral ice for Michigan State, but Stephen Peck is able to catch it right out of the air. We'll have another power play.
An easy save for Peck there. So far, what are you seeing, Dylan, in this game?
Well, we have 7 minutes left in the first period. Michigan State has taken 8 shots, and Stephen Peck is able to save all of them. The one thing I'll say, though, is that none of these shots have been all that competitive.
Nope.
He hasn't been challenged.
No.
Michigan still at 4 shots. They need to get a little more aggressive here. A shot taken off the power play by Vanson from Michigan State is caught out of the air by Hughes, who's now entered the ice off a substitution, and Michigan State's going to take control of the puck. And right as I say that, Vasaki takes control of the puck, loses it. Good defense from Michigan here, trying to give Stephen Peck as little work as possible. Lee from Michigan State trying to find an open man in Michigan territory. Tries to take a shot 1-on-3, doesn't go. Michigan's going to flame the ice, the puck down the ice. It's going to end up in Michigan State territory as they'll go and reset here. I say that, and they've just flung it all the way back down into Michigan ice, and that's going to be an icing call.
I think it's interesting to note how you were talking about the shot differential right now. Obviously, Michigan State, the Spartans are leading 8-4 in shots. They are dominating this matchup so far offensively. However, in the 7th minute, we did see all that aggression that you were talking about, what we need to see through the Michigan offense.
Yeah. Power play in Michigan State territory is going to come back into the neutral zone. Roman Mullen gets the puck, passes off to Horkov. Now Barnett has it. Now it's Hughes. Barnett gets the puck in Michigan territory. Roman Mullen gets it. Horkov to Hage, passes it off. Oh, an interception from Michigan State there to make sure that no clean shot could be taken from Hage. Really great defense from Michigan State here to prevent opportunities from going Michigan's way. Valentini just took a 180 shot from the neutral zone, and it almost went as it caught Trey Augustine way off guard, but it was deflected. And as a result of that play, we'll have, I believe, a face-off in the center of the ice here. Excuse me, we'll have a power play in neutral ice, but not right in the middle. We'll have it off to the side towards Michigan State's side.
We finally saw some Michigan offensive dominance there, Dylan. We've been not able to see that except for around the 7th minute mark with 13 minutes left in this period. We saw Michigan dominate. They were in there for maybe a minute and a half, really not able to let the puck go past into the neutral zone. They were dominating with several shots. That's where all their 4 shots actually came from. Those last shots in that last sequence didn't tally as they went wide, but we're finally seeing those offensive opportunities in pressure reoccur.
Yeah, we're seeing Michigan trying to get a little more aggressive on offense while not losing sight of the fact that they need to maintain defensive control of their own side of the ice. I do think that what we noticed there, and that kind of got the offense going, is you had Hage and Hughes on the ice at the same time. Hughes, as we noted just a few minutes ago, he just had his 100th assist last week, becoming the 20th all-time Michigan Wolverine to have 100 assists in their career. The first since 2007. So absolutely a key player on the ice and somebody who their presence is felt. And once he came onto the ice, you could feel the overall offensive cohesion kind of come together.
For sure.
And so we'll see if that continues to be the case moving forward. Michigan has brought on some substitutions here for this power play, which has not started yet. We're still in a stoppage of play. Some more defensive-esque substitutions here. We got our Nesse Shock. Face-off goes to Shock. Orkoff gets it to Draper. Michigan in control of the puck in neutral ice. Ernesse has it. Takes a shot from the right side, doesn't go. Wide left. Puck's going to fling around in Michigan State's trapezoid, moving around the boards. A shot taken by Draper is deflected by a Michigan State stick. Puck's going to ring around the back end of Michigan zone now and now Ernesse has it. He's going to pass it up. Massot had it, and he passed it off to Ernesse, who just flung it back down in Michigan State territory so that Michigan can make some substitutions. Michigan State makes some substitutions of their own. And Michigan State in control. Oh, Michigan State has scored a goal. That is number 22, Porter Martonen, one of the top 3 scorers for Michigan State. And Michigan State goes up early. That was their 9th shot taken of the game, and it's the first one to go in for a goal.
I believe that actually might have been Charlie Stramel. He might have had a touch on that.
I think you're right. Might have been an assist.
I think it was an assist by Martone. But those are your top 2 leading goal and assist scorers from the Michigan State Spartans. I would expect nothing less from those 2. They are a dangerous duo with a dangerous dynamic and impact. Not much Peck could do there.
Both of those players, top 10 in the nation in points per game. Face off, goes Michigan State's way. Ralph from Michigan State passes it off to Stemmel. Another shot taken. Michigan in control of the puck now. Hughes to Roman Mullen. Roman Mullen overskates it. Michigan State's going to fling it back into Michigan ice. That's going to be an icing call.
This icing call is going to potentially give Michigan the opportunity to kind of regroup. They still have 4 minutes and 22 seconds left in this period. Obviously, Michigan State, after that last goal, is still dominating offensively and in shots 10-4. We're going to see a face-off here between Hage and Stramel. Stramel, very scary on these face-offs.
Absolutely. Oh. Hage got possession of the puck, led off the power play, took a shot, but blocked by Augustine. Michigan still trying to get control of the puck in the back end as it's going to find its way now into neutral territory. Roman Mullen passes off to Barnett. Deflected off of either Horkoff or Ralph Sticks, and it's going to go into the stands. So we'll have a face-off in center ice after the puck left the area of play. McKinney will face off for Michigan, and the puck will go Michigan State's way. From Mullen, flicks the puck back up the wall. Shifsky loses it. Michigan State moving the puck, trying to find a shot. Nilsson doesn't find one, passes it out. Michigan State having successful pass game here, and that's how they're making the difference offensively. Spence from Michigan is able to wriggle the puck free, gets it to Roman Mullen, makes his way to Spence, who loses it. Roman Mullen now back with it, goes against the boards. Some pushing and shoving along the boards here from both teams. That's Spence from Michigan and Austin Baker for Michigan State. Play was stopped as a result, and we will have a power play in neutral territory around where that happened. Face-off goes Michigan's way. Schock in possession, rings it around the back end of the trapezoid. Spence in possession. Spence is smashed against the boards. Puck is flung down the ice by Michigan State, and that is icing now into the back end of Michigan territory.
Michigan really utilizing these icing calls, really using their shifts, trying to get as much fresh feet on the ice as they can as they're really trying to combat this offensive pressure that we are seeing from the Spartans.
Both teams substituting a lot. You
Honestly,
kind of get
yeah.
the sense that it's sort of an endurance race almost. Michigan definitely feeling the pressure more after going down 1-0 early a few minutes ago. Schock took a shot from the top of the zone, and it goes in. It's now 1-1. Michigan won. Michigan State won. We have 2 minutes and 56 seconds remaining. That was only the 5th shot of the game for Michigan.
Yes.
They hadn't had a shot in, I want to say, almost 10 minutes.
Yes.
And their 5th shot is the one that goes in.
Honestly, in the last face-off they had before, where I believe we saw Malcolm Spence rip a shot, or it might have been Michael Hage, I don't totally remember, but either way, they ripped a shot right off the face-off the second they won possession of the puck. And I think that's exactly what happened in this last play and what Michigan needs to do if they want to have an opportunity in this match.
That's going to have to be their plan of attack during this game, is getting good shots open out of power plays and taking advantage of them.
I couldn't agree more.
The children of Yost are going crazy.
And they are just ecstatic right now that they are back in this game.
Puck drops on the ice. It goes back into Michigan territory. Past all of the players, Roman Mullen gets to it first. He's trying to find somebody open. Gets it to Hage. Hage gets it to Massat. Massat loses it. Barnett chasing it down into the Michigan trapezoid. He flings it around the boards. Michigan State poking it around. It's ringing around the boards. Hughes gets it. Horkoff with an open shot, and it's deflected. Ralph for Michigan State got a stick in there. Barnett takes a deep shot. Doesn't go. Michigan State playing excellent defense. Michigan State pushing the puck up the sideboards. Michigan's going to take control of it. Barnett passes it back. Rowan Mullen passes it back to Barnett. Horkoff deflects it back into Michigan State territory. Michigan State, uncontested, will track it down. No reset. Tyler Duke now onto the ice. He gets control of the puck in Michigan territory. Gets it out to Fantilli. Fantilli gets it to Roman Mullen. Mullenauer, contestation of 3 different Michigan State players. A lot of switching of control of the puck here, right along the boards in Michigan State territory. It's difficult to tell from our angle in the booth what's going on when this happens here.
We got a little bit of a mix-up there. Perron on the ice.
Mullenauer had an open shot, tried to take it, and it was just barely too high and too wide.
I think it's safe to say Nick Moldenhauer has found his confidence offensively in this game. He is taking every opportunity of every shot he can, because we learned anything from that last faceoff and that last goal. Honestly, any shot is crucial in this game, especially on the counterattack when Michigan State loses these faceoffs. They're a huge faceoff winning team with a .509 percentage.
We'll have another power play here in Michigan State territory. It'll go into Michigan's possession. Schock in possession, takes a deep shot, deflected by Augustine. We have just over 1 minute remaining in the first period. Schock has the puck in neutral territory, bounces off of Spence, who was not paying attention. Spence gets to the puck. It's along the boards in Michigan State territory. Spence still fighting for it despite strong contention. It rolls around the backboards. McKinney flings to Spence, who gets it to Shifty. Who gets it to Duke. Play will be stopped. We'll have a power play here in neutral territory. 22.7 seconds remaining. 7 shots for Michigan, 10 shots for Michigan State. It has been a contentious first period. 2 high-scoring teams held to just one goal, each. Power play with Michigan State's way. They're trying to find a goal here in the last few seconds. 10 seconds remaining. Michigan get the puck. They fling it towards neutral territory. Michigan State regain control. They lose it. Bad pass. 3, 2, and before the period can end, they'll stop play once more. We'll have a power play in Michigan territory. So Michigan State, one more opportunity here to try and get a quick goal before the first period ends.
Michigan State trying to offensively play Michigan's game that we just saw, trying to get a shot off quick here, especially with these last few seconds remaining in the first period.
Face-off will go nobody's way. It doesn't matter because the first period will end.
A little bit of scrappiness there at the end with McKinney and Ralph.
Scrappiness is what I would describe the overall energy of the entire first period.
Every single stoppage, we're seeing a little shove in the back, a little smack talk, a little something extra in this game. This rivalry is so heated, Dylan.
Both teams will tell you that this game just means more. And I think heated is the perfect way to describe this rivalry, in the sense that there's just so much more at stake, I think, between these two Big Ten teams who play in the same state, who hate each other like crazy. And
100%.
Michigan State came out swinging early in Ann Arbor, and the children of Yost got a little worried about that. And I don't blame them, because every goal in this game is gonna be important. Because while both teams are offensive juggernauts, this game is gonna be a test of defense.
100%. And I think that kind of accounts for all the scrappiness and not as crisp of connections that we typically see from these two teams. We're seeing both try to beat each other at their own game. Like you said, these are two of the best offensive teams in the Big Ten, in the NCAA. I mean, it is just so subjective for these two to really put something off, to really make an opportunity happen. They have to really kind of work around what the ordinary is for the both of them to make something happen.
The amount of times that Michigan and Michigan State, doesn't matter who is who in the equation, were 1 and 2 and were playing each other when they were at those rankings can be counted on like one hand.
Yeah.
The amount of times that this rivalry, as heated as it is at every time that they come together, has had this high of stakes.
Right.
It's just so limited in precedent, I think.
100%.
And I think that the fans know it. The resale tickets for this game were incredibly expensive, more expensive I know that sounds silly, but we've seen a lot of defense and not a lot of offense from teams which are known for their offense in the nation offensively, and we've only have a goal apiece here to start the second period.
For sure, we're gonna see puck drop here in a second. McKinney and Stramel on the challenge. And it's going to be won by Michigan. Duke on the puck, pushes it center ice, and it's going to be quickly possessed by the Spartans. Quick shot, and it's going to be deflected off there. Back in neutral territory with the Spartans defense trying to build something up. And it's going to go all the way back for Peck to easily scoop up. Seeing that scrappiness already, Dylan.
Absolutely. You know, both teams going into the locker room, getting a little rest in their legs. We saw in the first period that both teams were doing a lot of substitutions really fast.
For sure.
We're seeing some more right now.
Seeing a lot of shift changes.
Ice, a couple more from Michigan State. Both teams understanding that this is really sort of a test of endurance.
Seeing a face-off now in Michigan's defensive zone. We're going to have Hughes against Stramel. Stramel really strong on these face-offs. Going to be won, though, by the Wolverines. Fantilli pushing it up the boards. Going to be won by Michigan State, though, in their defensive, or neutral zone, pardon. Duke going to dish it out in the defensive zone of the Wolverines. Really no one getting possession of the puck here, trying to get something to happen. It's going to swing around the boards again and back into Michigan State's defensive zone. Ralph with speed and a challenge with Perron. He's going to get the upper hand of that battle and push it all the way up to Russell. Russell passes it to Stramel. Russell trying to make something happen, and it's going to be scooped out by the Wolverines and pushed forward. Still in their defensive zone, though. Michigan not able to get clear contact with the puck, and it's going to go to Martone. Dangerous in Michigan's defensive zone. But they're going to duke it out, both teams in the neutral zone now, and it's going to be pushed back all the way to Trey Augustine. Michigan State trying to make something happen, connecting with Lee. Lee with speed in neutral ice, going to push it right of the boards for Vansaji. And he's going to be pushed into the boards by Valentini, double teamed currently by Robertson, and it's going to be pushed up to Horkoff. Schock with speed to Hage, pushing it across the boards again. Horkoff connects with Schock, trying to make something happen, and it's going to be turned over and now dominated on a breakaway. Nielsen pushes it. Nielsen, and it's going to be intercepted by the Wolverines again. Valentini with speed. 3 on him, though. Going to release something, and it's easily caught by Augustine. What are you seeing here, Dylan?
I'm seeing great goalie shit from Augustine, which is something that we've been talking about all game. But, you know, Michigan, again, as we were talking about before we went on our little break during the intermission, was that we thought we would see Michigan continue their offensive momentum here in the second period. We're definitely seeing that. 2 minutes into the second period, Michigan has gone up 1 shot. Michigan State also up 1 shot.
Draper and Lindstrom face off, and it's going to be won by the Spartans. Pushed up by Sturbach, and it's going to be battled over in the neutral zone. Dished in to Michigan's defensive zone, and with speed and numbers, Michigan State, is going to rip off a shot, but it will be no issues for Peck. With speed, we now see Park dish it around to Raya Mullen, but it's going to be intercepted. Park releasing a shot, but it's going to be blocked. Raya Mullen releasing a shot, and it's deflected. Right upper net. Scooped up by Draper, trying to dish something in the middle, but it's going to be intercepted by the Spartans with speed and numbers. But we're going to see, I believe, an offsides call here, Dylan.
Yeah, pace of play will stop. Not much to add on from the last time I spoke, but the pace of play, I think, slowed down in like the 30 seconds, though.
For sure.
I last spoke, in the sense that both teams being a little more intentional with who they're passing to, slowing down the literal skating speed a little bit, and just trying to figure out exactly where they wanted to put the puck more intentionally.
100%. Shouty is going to face off against McKinney in neutral ice, closer to Michigan's defensive zone. And we are seeing a lot of complaints by the children of Yost currently. And that faceoff's going to be won by the Spartans. Quick release, wide right. Robertson's going to dish it and flick it across ice into Michigan State's defensive zone. Ralph's going to easily keep that up. McKinney's going to try and intercept it, but it's going to be won by the Spartans, and with numbers, they are going to try and make something happen offensively here. Intercepted again by Robinson, and he's going to try and push that up forward ice. McKinney around the boards trying to make something happen. Spartans really putting on tight coverage of the Wolverines, not allowing them to make a play happen. Duke with pressure is going to be pushed back into the Michigan defensive zone. Both falling down. McKinney's going to have to step in and help wrap it around the boards. Robertson's going to try and make something happen, but Martone with speed and is going to release a shot, but it's deflected by the skate of Duke. Duke battling in the corner with his stick flung. He's just going to have to hold his mark across the board, but it's going to lead to Shifsky trying to make something happen. Spence's stick knocked away, though, so it won't be an opportunity for the Wolverines. On the counter side, Martone with a shot. It's going to go left of the net. Barnhill with a shot, and it's going to be easily caught by Peck.
That was the first test for Stephen Peck there of the second period, and he does a great job of answering the call, just putting out his mitt there and making the catch.
For sure, Barnhill with a quick release there. We did see that's what's going to be tricky for both of these goaltenders tonight, as they are proving confident so far. Expected that out of Augustine, but definitely weren't sure what we would see tonight out of Peck. Face-off won by neither team, but it's going to be scooped up by Duke. Duke trying to wrap it around. It's going to be intercepted by Barnhill. Barnhill trying to make something happen. Also just going to be pushed around the boards. Fantilli making something happen. Pushing it up the boards into neutral ice. It's going to be a foot race, and we're going to call it icing. And so we will have another face-off here. I feel like I'm announcing face-off after face-off after face-off in this period so far.
That's what both these teams are sort of known for, is having the kind of play that generates power plays.
For sure.
Both teams, I think, like scoring off the power play. Both teams, I think, like the stoppage.
For sure. Strammel again going to be on that face-off this time against Hughes. Strammel dishing it around the boards, and it's going to be won by Fantilli. Fantilli's going to be put pressure on, and he's going to try and flick it around, but it's going to be again
that
easily
puck was
caught
by Stephen
by
Peck
Stephen
there.
Beck. He's really ready.
That was going to be wide, but I think he chose to catch that one.
For sure.
Knowing that he didn't really have any defenders to help go chase after that puck once it hit the boards. And so he'll let that stoppage of play happen, and we'll have another power play here to the right of the goalie.
That's a great analysis of that play, Dylan. All right, we're going to see another face-off here for the Wolverines. Nielsen's going to try and win it, but it's going to be pushed to Rhea Mullen's stick, and it's going to be put into the neutral zone for both teams fighting for it. Nielsen back with the puck, though, and he's going to pass it to Van Sahi on the left boards. He's going to be stopped by the Michigan defense, and they're going to be forced to push it around ice. It did seem to be a hard shot put on Hage, and he's going to skate off the ice.
That's a real loss, because Hage is sort of a centerpiece for this offense, plays a lot of minutes, and somebody that I think that this team really relies upon.
For sure. He's a good playmaker, but he's also such a great team player. He has great shots, but he also is never afraid to pass the puck.
He's really important in the locker room,
for sure. All right, another face-off. It's going to be won by the Wolverines, and they are going to try and split it board to board, try and make something happen here. It's going to be flicked into Michigan State's defensive zone and pushed up into their neutral zone. Lee on the puck is going to just desperately dish it in, but it's going to be won by Barnett. Currently no one on the puck, but it's going to get picked up by Van Sahi. He's going to push it left ice across for someone to get there. Lee trying to get there, but Rhea Mullen says no. Michigan State regrouping in their defensive zone. Dishing it up to Lee. Lee's going to kick it with his blade all the way back, but it's going to be easily scooped up by Peck. He's going to delay on it and get it to Barnett. Barnett's trying to connect in neutral ice, intercepted by the Spartans. Van Sahi now in a challenge with Shifsky. Shifsky stealing the puck is now going to make an offensive opportunity happen for the Wolverines. Muscat dishes it to McKinney. McKinney trying to make something happen on the ice, but is going to get it taken away by the Spartans. Spartans not able to connect, so McKinney will scoop it up again. Passing it across ice to Spence. Spence alone dishes it to Robertson. Robertson trying to make something happen. Oh, across right in front of Augustine. Tries to connect with McKinney, and he is tripped up and not able to release a shot there.
Just a perfect pass, missed. Would have been a wide open shot for Michigan.
100%. Unfortunate mix-up there. That would have been the opportunity.
In the second period.
Yes. Shocking. Fighting for it in neutral zone. It's going to be won by Spence, but Spence is going to be pushed into the boards by West, not able to make something happen there. West trying to clear it around the boards, but is going to be intercepted by Shock and Perron. West again trying to dish it up. Duke with the puck now in neutral ice, tries to connect with Perron, but it's going to be stopped by the Spartans again. Just dishing it around the boards. Peck on the puck, going to push it against the boards again. Hughes connecting with Moldenhauer, our previous goal scorer. Moldenhauer trying to do something, but 2 on him and not able to make a connection. Scooped up by Duke. And a shot off of a deflection from Duke's pass right in front of the crease by Moldenhauer, and it's going to be caught in between the pads of Trey Augustine.
Just an absolutely incredible pass from Duke there. Tyler Duke, just a sort of a slap shot of
it
the
was
pass.
Great, yeah. It could have been a shot for what we know. It had speed, it had power.
It does deflect off of a teammate. I don't remember exactly who it was.
I think it was Moldenhauer, possibly?
I think it might have been Moldenhauer, and it went straight on target, but it just doesn't go Michigan's
Page again,
way.
Stramel on that face-off. Fantilli trying to make something happen. A shot. It gets pushed out of the pads. Page on it quick, but Michigan State defense, says no.
Trey Augustine tested back-to-back there with that deflected shot from Tyler Duke to Moldenhauer, and then right there, who was that off of there?
I believe that was off of.
It was hard to tell. It happened very fast. I think it might have been Hage. You're right. Another shot from deep back into the ice.
I believe it was Hage.
Hage
is
caught by Trey Augustine.
Such a competitor, especially offensively, and he's going to face off against Stramel right now. But there's going to be an error on the ref, so we're going to have to redo that face-off. They're going to let them both rejoin this face-off, though, here, which is nice for the both of them. And it's going to be won by Michigan. Michigan with a quick shot. Horkoff trying to release it above. And Hage quickly with the puck behind the net. Horkoff with a shot. Oh, and it skims across the post. And it's going to be in neutral ice. Stramel with speed, but it's going to get turned over quickly by Valentini. Valentini on the puck. Slides against the left boards with a shot, and it's easily scooped up by Augustine. Horkoff starting to look frustrated that they cannot put up a shot today. He's one of the leading goal scorers for the Wolverines. Huge offensive player. He seems frustrated. He's not putting up a lot of shots today, Dylan.
And speaking of frustration, though, I think Michigan State's got to feel a little frustrated. Michigan just caught up to them and shots taken. They're now tied evenly at 14 shots taken.
That's really important to note.
Yeah, absolutely, because they started the second period with Michigan State at 10 and Michigan at 7. And now Michigan has taken 7 shots already here in the second period.
Yeah.
And we still have 12 minutes and 43 seconds to play. So they've already tied their first period shot taking.
Yeah.
And they still have a lot of time to work with. They've clearly turned up the intensity on the offensive front.
For sure.
Michigan State has had to react accordingly, and they've taken a lot less shots on offense and have had to play on their heels.
I mean, I would even argue that this is like night and day difference offensively for the Wolverines.
Absolutely. Whatever conversation happened in the locker room in the first intermission was working. It has worked for Michigan.
I honestly think a lot of it was how we were talking about capitalizing on those quick shot and release opportunities, because that's really how you shell-shock Trey Augustine.
We just saw yet again another great opportunity
100%.
off of a power play.
Right.
These power plays that Michigan's generating in Michigan State territory are clearly putting Michigan State in the bind. Trey Augustine's holding it down for them. He's still not allowed a goal in the second period. But the stakes are high. And when you have a rivalry as heated as this...
Oh, Kyle Whittingham is why the children of Yost
The children of Yost are going insane right now. I mean, the energy in here is electrifying. The
incoming Michigan football head coach.
Since we last touched on it, Yost has actually become even more packed as
yes.
filed in.
All right, we're going to see Draper and Stramel face off here. Stramel, again, such a huge asset on these face-offs. He's going to try and win it, but it's going to be not won by either team, but pushed back into Michigan State's defensive zone. Scooped up by their defense, going to be pushed to Martone. Stramel with a quick shot, and there's going to be a whistle blown before it. And we're going to see a bit of a fight break out. Martone down, pushed down. I assume that might result into a penalty for the Wolverines. That was dirty by the Wolverines.
There's a lot of pushing and shoving from both sides there. We saw Martone, the guy from Michigan State, being the only one in that fight who actually hit the ice.
Martone clutching his back right now, Dylan.
Absolutely.
He was absolutely pushed with his stick to the back.
It was a hard fall, and we'll certainly see somebody enter the penalty box. We are going to see somebody enter the penalty box. It is going to be number 6 for Michigan. children of Yost are not happy. So you see Josh Arnesi go into the penalty box. But Michigan State's going to lose a guy to the box too. It's going to be Martone, who's the one who hit the ice and hurt his back. He's going to be in the penalty box too. So clearly the referees feel that there was some instigation from Martone there. There's no other explanation.
It seems that Arnesi was definitely antagonized to do that. There was definitely a little egging on there, making him want to do that hard push there behind the back. Martone maybe instigating it perhaps.
We keep touching on it. Like the level of heat within this rivalry.
It's a heated rivalry, man. Like, you gotta love it. Who doesn't love a heated rivalry, am I right? And it's gonna be won by Michigan in their defensive zone. Gonna push it around the boards. Perron, he's gonna be tangled up though, not able to release it. Stramel trying to get that puck. We're gonna see a little bit of sloppy play here. Baisgol trying to make something happen. He just pushes it off left ice. Michigan State really trying to connect, but Michigan defense everywhere. We're gonna try and see them make something happen. Stramel trying to be dangerous, but no one there to connect with. Perron with speed is gonna try and go up ice. Flicks it ahead for Hughes. Hughes on a breakaway, and it's going to be punched right. Oh, and what a play. Perron not able to get there, and Michigan defense able to stop it.
You can just tell from that crowd pop just how close that was.
So close, centimeters, not even inches, folks. And we're gonna see Nielsen with a shot. Easy for the pads of Peck to push to the right of the net. Hughes trying to connect. It's gonna be pushed by Peck though, and he's just gonna have to scoop it up since he is under tight pressure of Lee.
So stoppage of play here. That was an electrifying back and forth there between Michigan and Michigan State.
100%.
I think Michigan's clearly having the better offensive runs here, putting far more pressure on the Michigan State defense than the inverse.
I completely agree. I think Michigan State offensively looks a little shell-shocked trying to figure out something to do.
And that's what we expected in this game. Michigan having the superior
100%.
offense, but it was a question of how good was Michigan State's defense going to be.
I completely agree. All right, we're gonna see Geary take it across ice, but it's going to be pushed all the way back into Michigan State's defensive zone, trying to make something happen. Sturback trying to connect in the back with his defensive line, and Geary's just gonna have to pick it up again. They're playing around the boards, trying to really take Michigan's offensive pressure off. In Michigan State's offensive zone, Peck tries to put his stick on it, but it's way left of the net, no need. And we're gonna see the Michigan Wolverines intercept this pass. Hage skating backwards. Robertson trying to get the puck. No one with clear control right now. It's pushed across the boards. West behind the net, dueling it out with Robertson. It's gonna be pushed up the boards to Horkoff. Horkoff with speed is gonna pass it across to Schuck. Schuck with the shot, and it's gonna be scooped up by Augustine.
Another great opportunity there for Michigan. They had an open shot. A lot of times in this game, I think we've seen that Michigan, when they have these open shots, maybe they're shooting them right at Trey Augustine, and with the quality of defense that Trey Augustine provides in the net, you can't just have a shot straight at him
For sure.
when he sees it coming. You've got to surprise him. You've got to get him off center. You got to get him off balance.
You really do gotta have two with speed on that quick release with numbers. I completely agree. McKinney and Stramel are gonna face off. It's gonna be won by the Spartans, flicked into neutral ice. Children of Yost not so happy with that call. And now we're gonna see it spatter on over into Michigan's offensive zone again. McKinney trying to make something happen. The Spartans too quick though. Russell's gonna try and flick it somewhere. Spence able to intercept it, tangled up in the boards, but Russell's gonna flick it up to Stramel. Stramel one-on-one, dangerous play here. He's looking for numbers, waiting for the rest of his team to come meet him in their offensive zone, but it's gonna be scooped away by Michigan back into the neutral ice. No one with clear possession of the puck right now. Gonna go back into the boards of the Michigan defensive zone. Duke gonna push it up, and it's going to hand at Shifsky, but I believe we're gonna call an offsides call here. Pretty expected. Shifsky was way into the offensive zone there. Dylan?
Substitutions for both teams come onto the ice. A lot slower pace of play there in the last minute or two. We have 9 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in the second period. Michigan's now gone up and over Michigan State in shots taken for this game. They have 16 to Michigan State's 15.
Honestly, with how first period was, again with that night and day thing, Dylan, that's something I would not have expected to see.
Absolutely not.
Naruto definitely got on him in that intermission. We're going to see that get pushed left ice with speed. Park, but he's going to be tangled up, and it's going to be back into neutral ice. Rhea Mullen trying to make something happen. He's just going to keep building back in their defensive zone, trying to connect with his team. It's going to be quickly picked up by Romani. A quick slap shot, but it's going to be blocked. And now we're going to see Sturbach put on another shot. He is just ripping them left and right. Ernest tangled up in Michigan's defensive zone of the boards, but it's going to be pushed back for the Spartans. Sturbach trying to make something happen. Quick pass. Oh! And wow.
Great save from Stephen Peck there. There was a shot taken to the top left, and he just got his arm out there and punched it away.
Burnett with speed. He's going to connect with Draper. Draper going to push it up, but Park is leaving. They're putting new feet on the ice right now. Michigan State building up from their defensive zone is just going to dish it in to Michigan's defensive zone, but it's deflected by a Wolverine and won't be an icing call. Robertson pushing it up the boards to Rhea Mullen. He's going to flip it entirely to the right boards as he was on the left. Valentini pushing it up, but no one there. A foot race and a huge collision into the boards for the Wolverines there with the Spartan. Lee trying to make something happen. Shock with tight pressure. Valentini's going to double team him. Valentini pushing it behind the boards. Michigan Wolverines trying to make something offensively happen. Robinson connecting with Muscat now, but it's going to be picked up by Michigan State's defense, Now, Van Sahi trying to make something happen with Lee. Lee, a shot, but it's going to be picked up quickly by Peck. Peck, and a little bit of a collision with Van Sahi, but don't worry, Shock did not like that, and they got in a little bit of a fright there, Dylan.
Yeah, a lot of traffic there the last minute in the Michigan State trapezoid as both teams just fought tooth and nail for the puck. Neither team able to really do anything, though, with the minutes that went by. And yet again, the most recognizable moment between stoppages was Stephen Peck just getting a lot of trials.
13 versus 13 face-off here. Shouty versus Huge. Shouty trying to make a shot, but it's not going to work. We're going to have another quick release by State, but it's going to be blocked by Peck. No issues for him. Ralph trying to dish it back in to the Spartans, but it's going to be back into neutral ice. No one with clear possession. Ralph on the puck. Connecting with Jarecki. Jarecki trying to push it behind the boards, but it's going to be scooped up by Michigan defense. Now we're going to see Burnett push it up, and it's intercepted again by the Spartans in neutral ice. Shouty in a bit of a battle with Rhea Mullen. Jarecki trying to make something happen, connects in the middle, but it's going to be no clear contact of the puck, and it's going to be continuously spattering around. Peck with a huge block, but no clear possession, so thankfully Hughes scoops in and clears it out. It's going to be a neutral ice, battled over. Hughes again on that puck. Oh, and a huge takedown by Jarecki of Hughes. Hughes slow to get up there.
Both players just slid 20 yards down the ice.
That looked like an RKO, I'm not going to lie, Dylan.
I don't think either player enjoyed what just happened.
That was hilarious. I'm sorry.
They
I have never seen a takedown like that. They were grabbing each other by their legs.
The ice too. Oh my gosh.
Essentially, Jarecki ended up sitting on Hughes in that last play. But we're going to see a face-off closest to us in the booth in neutral ice.
It's a pretty pivotal power play here in neutral territory, but it's neutral territory leading in the direction of Michigan State, where we've seen both teams excel coming off the power play.
For sure. Stramel again on this face-off. He's going to be taking off against Hage. He does. He really puts up good stats in these face-off opportunities. It's going to go to Sturbach. Trying to make something happen. We're going to have another whistle here, though.
The puck flew right into the Michigan State bench. Right
ironically, by a Michigan State player.
So we'll have, yet again, another face-off power play. The period started off heated.
It did.
A lot of energy, and it's slowed down a bit now.
For sure. Sturbach trying to make something happen. Connects with center ice. Quick pass from Stramel over to Russell. Horkoff able to intercept it, though, trying to make something happen, but with numbers, the Spartans quickly regain possession of the puck. Geary passes it up. Duke able to quickly get it though. Fantilli trying to make something happen, but the Spartans are currently everywhere. Duke finally breaks free with the puck, connects with Hage in their offensive zone, trying to make something happen, but tight pressure, connects it to Duke, but not able to clearly get it. Geary passes it up the boards to Sturbach, connecting to Russell. Russell with speed, with numbers 2-on-1 for the Spartans. He tries to connect to Martone, but Martone can't quite get his stick there, and it is going to be intercepted by the Wolverines. That was a huge stop, Dylan, for the Wolverines.
Absolutely. I mean, wow, the ability to just get your stick in there. It was a 2-on-1, Michigan State on the offensive, and to just get your stick in there and just do anything you can to get that puck out of there as they crept closer and closer to Stephen Peck, who looked a little timid in the net there.
Yeah.
And thankfully, Stephen Peck just doesn't have to be tested there. And that's exactly what we said early game, is that we would need to see this game, was defensive aid to ensure that Stephen Peck wasn't left in these situations.
For sure.
Where he was on a 2-on-1 or whatever,
100%.
where he had to be that next tier that we were used to seeing the rest of the season.
And those numbers for the Spartans in that offensive opportunity that were facing Peck happened to be Russell, Martone, and Stramel, which is honestly a terrifying lineup. A left wing, a center, and a right wing that are dangerous. They are definitely very intimidating
Those
to
three
go
coming
off
into this
against.
game combined
100%.
99 points already this season. And already they've put up a lot more than their average per game in this game. As we have a stoppage of play right now, which is why there's no action on the ice. But
with the children of Yost singing the good old hockey game, we are about to face off again in neutral ice. We're going to see Draper face off, not with Stramel this time. It looks like it's going to be Lindstrom. Lindstrom, we haven't seen a lot from him tonight. He is also a dangerous offensive threat for the Spartans. As this break is wrapping up here, they're about to have a puck drop.
In the second period. Michigan State has overtaken Michigan in shots taken in this game. They're at 19 to Michigan 16. So it's a clear turn in momentum as Michigan State has upped their offense.
For sure. We're going to see this faceoff be won by the Wolverines. Shock's going to push it around the boards. Park with speed in a faceoff, but it's going to be pushed into the stick of a Spartan with speed. Lindstrom's going to try and make something happen, but he is going to be offsides there, and the refs are going to immediately blow that whistle. All right, we're going to see both teams regroup here. Another faceoff, nothing new here. Michigan no longer leading in shots, though, interestingly enough. It is now Michigan State leading in shots, 19 to 16. Lindstrom again on a faceoff with Draper. Going to be pushed back into neutral territory for both teams, but won by the Spartans. Peck going to step outside of his crease and pass it to Robertson. Robertson going to swing it around the boards, and it's going to be a foot race between Ernestine. Ernestine's not going to get there, though. It's going to be won by the Spartans' defensive line and passed into neutral ice. Romani is going to try and connect with O'Connell. O'Connell trying to make something happen, and a pass to Romani. Oh, wow, and a shot while not even looking at the net. Honestly, an impressive attempt, to be completely transparent. Barnett, though, in their offensive zone is going to connect with Ria Mullen. Perron trying to get something to happen, and he connects with Moldenhauer right outside the crease, but not a good enough angle on that stick to produce a shot. Barnett's going to get in a foot race with Romani. Romani putting on pressure. Barnett able to poke it away, and it's going to be won by Ria Mullen. Ria Mullen taken down by Romani, though. A dirty little hit. But now we're going to see it. The puck spatter back into neutral ice. Hughes unfortunately passing it to a Spartan. They're going to be on a break. Van Sahi in a foot race with Perron, an upper right shot, and it goes past Peck. He just absolutely beat Perron to foot race there, Dylan, and able to put a disgusting upper right corner shot to get the lead in this period. It is now 2-1. The Spartans are leading in shots as well, 20 to 16.
Yeah, so he's able to squeeze by Perron there and just get the open space on the ice to get a one-on-one with Stephen Peck and get that puck through into the net. And that's exactly what we've talked about in this game, of just like if you give those open shots to Michigan State against Stephen Peck, who has little experience so far this season and is a freshman, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. And so now Michigan State goes up 2-1 with 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining.
Duke scrambling, trying to connect. It's in Michigan's defensive zone. Connects with Fantilli, but no clear possession in neutral zone. Put up to Shifsky with a quick shot, and it's going to be no clear contact of who has it. Van Sahi able to get it out of that scramble. Van Sahi with speed glides through neutral ice. Connects with Lee. Lee not able to connect with anyone. It's going to be a battle on the boards. Fantilli and Nielsen. It's going to be pushed out, though, and no clear contact of the puck for either team. Spartans trying to make something happen. Nielsen again with the puck. Behind the net, we're going to have a Spartan try and release a shot, but it's just going to be pushed up into the air. McKinney trying to clear it. Michigan really struggling defensively to clear the puck now. They're just trying to push it against the boards, but the Spartans seem to be everywhere. It's going to be pushed all the way back to neutral ice. Ralph builds the puck with the puck in their defensive zone. Connecting with... Oh, and a whistle is blown. He was unable to connect, and we're going to have another icing call there.
So yeah, as we were mentioning earlier, Michigan State had overtaken Michigan and really started to go on another level of offensive strength compared to them, and was putting their defense to the limits. And that seeped through into a goal for Michigan State, putting them up 2-1. There's now less than 4 minutes remaining in the second period, and Michigan State's now up to 21 shots taken to Michigan 16.
That's going to be a bit of a sloppy face-off there. Bodies everywhere. Quick shot before he's pushed into the boards by Malcolm Spence. Going to be pushed all the way to Hage, and there's going to be a battle behind the net right now. Still in Michigan offensive. Never mind, it's in neutral ice now. Lee trying to make something happen, but he's with numbers. Schock just builds it back up through Michigan's defensive zone. Pushes it all the way to neutral. Robertson with speed, trying to make something happen, looking for the rest of his team. Pushes it behind the net. Still with the puck. Still trying to drag out this defense. Releases a shot for Horkoff. Horkoff not able to get a stick on it to finish. Spence trying to make something happen. Big hit there by the Spartans on him. And now we're going to have a foot race of Schock and Jarecki. Jarecki still battling with Schock. A huge hit into the boards, and they're both going to go down on the ice. 2 bodies on the ice there. Sturbach's going to connect with Geary. Geary's pushing it up, and no one there. We're going to see Russell try and just go behind the net by himself, but he passes it to Park. Park's just going to connect with Draper. Draper trying to connect with Ernestine, but there is just a Spartan everywhere. Geary's going to take the time now to build back up. Sturbach lost his stick, so he's just going to be in neutral ice right now. Russell takes a shot, and it's wide left, but it's pushed around the boards, easily scooped up by Strammel. Russell pushing it across left ice now. A quick slap shot, but Aiden Park sacrifices his body, and it's going to be deflected. Russell with an immediate shot outside the crease, but a huge save by Peck there. West trying to make something happen. Still in Michigan State's offensive zone, and a shot by West, and it sneaks through the Michigan defense and past Peck. It is now 3-1, folks, with 2 minutes and 17 seconds left in the second period. A great shot by West there. Dylan, what did you see happen?
Yeah, look, there's not much to report on the goal itself. I mean, there was just a lot of great passes connected by Michigan State to get the open space and make that shot happen. Frankly, the shot itself wasn't that open. There was more than one Michigan player sort of in the net area, but I think that Stephen Peck and another player from Michigan got a little tangled up there.
Yeah, he wasn't able to have full range.
Able to get the range needed to make that save.
And just after What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger by Kelly Clarkson plays, we have another face-off. They tend to play that every time the away team is winning. And now we're going to have Hughes try and make something happen. A little bit of misjudgment by Augustine and O'Connell. A little bit of a sloppy play in front of the crease.
Yeah,
fortunately, no Wolverines there, though, Dylan.
Yeah, Hughes have gotten more stick on that one, a little more force behind it. That overcorrection by Augustine, I think, would not have gone well.
For sure.
But thankfully for the Spartans, they were able to react quick enough to a rather slow-moving puck.
I honestly can't believe you've never noticed they play What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger when the opposing team scores.
You know what? I got to come out to Yost more often.
All right, that faceoff's going to patter on into Michigan State's offensive zone. Lee in a foot race with Duke. Lee's going to win that one and pass it off trying to connect with his team. He's going to find Ralph. Ralph trying to make something happen. He's going to pass it back to Lee. They're battling behind the net. Fantilli able to pass it off to Hage. Hage trying to make something happen. Connects with Horkoff. A nasty backwards pass by Horkoff. And connections between these two, but are intercepted by the Spartans. Now, with speed, we're going to see Van Sahi try and make something happen. He's unable to connect with anyone. Michigan's going to clear it out through the boards. Hage, with tight pressure from Van Sahi, is going to try and push it up. It goes to Horkoff, but he's alone against 3, and he's just going to push it against the boards. Michigan State trying to make something happen. They're going to push it to there. Van Sahi left ice, and it's going to be scooped up by Peck. Peck's going to scoop that one up to try and regain momentum in this game for the Wolverines. They seem to be losing a little bit of that spark they had at the beginning of this period, Dylan. With just 1 minute and 4 seconds left, what are you doing if you're the Wolverines, trying to go into this half either at the same score or try and have an offensive opportunity?
If I'm the Wolverines, I'm just trying to go into the locker room with the score as it is.
For sure.
I'm just trying to get in the locker room with all my bodies and just try and come back into the third period with some energy.
For sure. Barnett with speed. He knows they got to have one more offensive opportunity. He's got to pass it to Valentini, but Valentini not able to make clear contact with the puck, and it's going to be intercepted by the Spartans. Michigan regains possession of the puck again. Barnett everywhere on the ice right now. Passes it behind the net, but it's going to be intercepted again by Geary from the Spartans. Valentini now has the puck in Michigan's offensive zone. He's going to try and make something happen, but it is blocked by the Spartans. Battling it out in neutral ice, Rayam Mullen tries to connect with his other D-man, Burnett, but it's going to be intercepted by the Spartans. Now in their defensive zone, no one with clear possession. Barnett scrambling to try and get the puck out. We're going to have a whistle here. In another face-off shortly with just 21.4 seconds left, Dylan.
Yeah, again, Michigan just needs to get through the end of this period and hope that they can come out into the third period with some stronger vision for what they can improve on, because they are clearly not even on their heels at this point. They're falling actively backwards onto their backs.
It's going to be a face-off pushed in dangerously close to the crease by the Spartans, but two Michigan defensemen there easily able to push around the boards. Now we're in Michigan's offensive zone, but it's just going to be pushed continuously around the boards with no one with clear possession. Now we're going to have Martone dangerously with Stramel, but Fantilli able to intercept it. And that's going to be the end of this second period. Michigan down. The Spartans up 3-1, also up in shots 24-17. We are seeing Michigan State take clear possession of this game after we thought Michigan was seemingly right back in it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how to say this any better other than the fact that Michigan just needs to come out into this third period and just have a more intentional thought process about how they can create shots, but also not leave themselves vulnerable to these shots where again, Stephen Peck is that 1 degree better.
For sure.
But putting their offense up 2 or 3 more degrees, because they just need to turn it up a notch. You saw them come out of the second period and double their shot input from what they had in the entire first period to just not even the first half of the second period, they had the same amount of shots.
For sure. I think it's also important to note, I don't know if you saw it, but just before both teams left for intermission, left the ice, I saw Adam Nightingale, the head coach for the Spartans, have a few words with the ref. Little interesting to see what's going on there. I don't quite know what he's unhappy about. I can only imagine maybe it's the scrappiness
again,
in the level of
rivalry.
physicality we're seeing.
It's important that we acknowledge that the energy is going to be high.
It is, but you also got to remember we've only seen 2 penalties in this matchup so far.
That's true.
2 out of the 3 periods of this game. I anticipate many more maybe to occur or be called in this third period, because it is
right now
350th matchup. I wouldn't expect it any differently.
Yeah, no, there's just an unfathomable amount of history between these two teams.
For sure. And I mean, we've seen the refs let these two teams really play. We've let them duel it out. We've seen it all, and there's not been a lot of penalties called.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be interesting to see how this third period goes, because obviously, as it usually goes, it's very, very very physical compared to the first two when it's in the third.
Yeah, and regardless of how this game ends tonight, these two teams will play each other again tomorrow night, time they meet each other in Detroit.
It's awesome. I mean, that's kind of like
I think
game
the
of
stakes
games.
for that game are
one's
much
awesome.
higher.
Yeah,
There's a lot of energy and a lot of tension in this game. But I think as a fan of either team, I think that your eyes are almost set on tomorrow night. It's like that game means more.
It does. It's a fun one too. I'm biased. I called it last year with the awesome Zach Warshaw,
I know that guy.
John Tondora, and Owen Crane.
Oh, Owen Crane. Man.
Miss
What's he up
him.
to these days?
He didn't die. He's just not in the club
I was
anymore.
gonna say I still hear his name. It's like I can still hear his voice.
Right. The true GOAT himself.
Yeah.
But
What's Zach Warshaw doing these days?
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
I wonder if he's watching. Oh, he's currently 6'7"ing actually, because we can
Yeah, he's
literally
staring
see
us
him.
down.
He is currently 6'7"ing. He looks really happy though for a Michigan fan
Yeah.
when their team is down 3-1. But that's just Zach Warshaw for you. If only he knew we're talking about him right now.
It's like he's still here.
But with that said, folks, we have 8 minutes and around 30 seconds left until this intermission concludes. We're going to leave you with that, and we will be back for your third period coverage. Again, I'm Gabby Miller, joined with Dylan Phillips, and we will be back. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Yost Arena. I'm Dylan Phillips, joined by Gabby Miller. We got 30 seconds left in our second intermission before we bring you into the third period. It is currently Michigan State 3 and Michigan 1 as we transition here. Gabby Miller, how are you?
I'm doing good, Dylan. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. You know, as a Michigan student, unfortunate.
As if I weren't talking on the unbiased
if I wasn't the broadcaster right
radio
now.
Station of WCBN FM Ann Arbor, I would say I'm not doing so hot. But since I'm a super unbiased broadcaster, I would say I'm excited to see what this third period entails.
I will say, you know, during the second intermission, the children of Yost do a lot of different dances, really get into some ritualistic traditions. And
with
the energy's
music
still high
playing.
in this arena.
Right. Yost still alive. Stramel and Hughes are going to face off, and it's going to go into neutral ice, both teams fighting for it. Hughes is going to lead it to Duke back in their defensive zone. Moltenhauer's going to find someone to connect with. Ernest with speed is going to explode into the offensive zone, swinging it around the neck. He's going to try and connect with Hughes. Hughes trying to make something happen. It goes to Duke, but Martone all over Duke's back. They're just going to have to push it across the boards, and Fantilli's going to look for someone to connect with. It gets to Ernest. Quick pass to Hughes, building on the right side of the ice. Hughes with a quick shot, but it is pushed left by the pads of Augustine. A big hit on the left side of the boards there as well, folks. Martone is going to come out with the puck in neutral ice. Passes it up, but no one home. Robertson, checking his back, is going to pass it to Schock. Schock trying to make something happen, is going to flick it across the boards. It sneaks by Ralph, and it's going to be a foot race for Hage and Ralph. Ralph with speed loops behind the net, but it's going to go back into possession of the Spartans. Van Sahi looking for something. Passes to Lee with a quick shot, but it is blocked by Schock, and it's not even going to make it to the net, but we are going to have a call here and a little bit of stoppage as the ref's whistle blows. We're going to see a face-off, I believe, in the right wing of neutral ice.
I've been saying it all night, the rivalry as heated as this, the energy's going to be high. The stakes are high, too. And Michigan knows they're down 2, and they've got 18 minutes and 53 seconds left in this game.
For sure.
To score those 2 goals and limit Michigan State to 0.
Stakes are high. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, the ranking's on the line because this is the first time out of the 350 meetings that these teams are ranked 1 and 2. It's going to be back into the offensive zone of the Wolverines, trying to make something happen. Valentini's going to try and look for someone, no one home. A stick flying on the ice as well. But the Wolverines are going to try and build in the offensive zone. It's going to be quickly intercepted by the Spartans, and on a fast break, we're going to see the Spartans try and make something happen. Nielsen trying to find someone, connects to Lee after spinning around on the boards. Nielsen trying to pick it up, but it misses his hand, and he goes flying into the boards. Valentini able to get the possession from that loose puck, builds into the neutral zone, and finds Perron. Perron not able to get it to anyone, just flicks it back, and it's scooped up by the Spartans. And we're going to have a bunch of shift changes. Robertson connecting with Spence, and he's going to be tripped up, but nothing called. But he is very slow to get up in the middle of neutral ice. Spence has taken a beating tonight, Dylan.
He's going to come off the ice.
He's going to come off ice for sure.
Rough. You know, they just got the Zamboni onto this ice, and they just got it all nice and slick. And I think they're going to call a penalty here of some variety. I'm not really sure. The ref's in the middle of the ice, but you know that was a really tough ball for Spence.
Brandon Dorado not happy about that call. We're going to see if this might be reviewed, but he is having a word with both of the refs right now. Replay playing. Let's see the children of Yost's reaction.
Absolutely.
And I think it says it better than anyone else. That was a pretty evident tripping, but it might sneak past and be brushed off. We're going to see the refs now skate on over to the booth. All right, and you heard it here, folks. Arnett Light picked up the ref announced. We are going to challenge that play. Brandon Dorado says, no, that was a tripping call. And we're going to see it immediately go to the booth. And the ref is now putting on.
Looked like a tripping play when they showed it on the Jumbotron. The children of Yost reacting very loudly to that.
I completely agree. I don't think we're going to play it again for all the people and the children of Yost.
He sticks his right leg out in front of Spence as Spence has the puck in front of him.
Yeah.
It looks like a tripping to me.
Stick was nowhere near the puck as well, so I definitely think
It doesn't feel like he's
there's a
going
little
after
bit
the
of a
puck
double
there.
whammy.
Yeah.
Definitely a
'Cause
little bit
he's skating,
of an
he's skating
intentional penalty there.
He's skating left to Spence's right.
For sure.
And then sticks his leg out to the right despite his stick being in the direction of the left. It just doesn't feel like he's making a play for the puck at all. It feels like an intentional move, but we'll see what the refs think. They are currently reviewing it as we are currently in a stoppage of play. Again, this is very early on in the third period.
It is. I told you it was going to be a little bit scrappier. Not that that's anything surprising. Such a heated rivalry between these two teams.
It's a heated rivalry. It's a very heated rivalry.
Oh, and here's the call. Wow. I can't lie. I know I'm not supposed to show bias, but the children of Yost are shocked, and I don't blame them.
I believe objectively that was tripping, but the refs will say that the call will stand as it is.
Brandon Minerato does not look happy.
Absolutely pissed off.
Yeah. That's a shocking call, to be completely transparent with you folks.
Chance of ref you suck
really can't
are rattling around the arena.
Really can't describe it enough. But that's going to be a face-off in the defensive zone of the Wolverines. It's going to be fought for and cleared out by Shock, trying with speed to clear it around the boards. But it's just going to be no clear possession from either team. In Michigan's trapezoid, Robertson's going to swing it around. Robertson again behind the net, trying to make something happen. It's going to be pushed out all the way back to Geary at the top. Dylan just made a funny face. Sorry. Sturpak trying to make something happen. Deflected. And it's going to be a foot race for the puck. It's going to go all the way up to O'Connell. O'Connell trying to make something happen. Puts it in front of the crease, but 3 Wolverines there say no. Hughes with speed and with numbers. He's going to pass it to Moldenhauer. Moldenhauer, quick pass to Erdesy. Erdesy trying to release a shot, and it is quickly stopped by the glove of Augustine.
Trey Augustine just traps that on the ice. We're seeing once again that Michigan, in coming out into the third period, is forced to play on the defensive and on the offensive. And if they're going to win this game, they have to play on the offensive.
Right.
That's how they scored their first goal in the game in the first period, and that's how they found initial success, at least, to start the second period before they quickly slipped away in control in this end of the
there in the left side of the offensive zone for the Wolverines, flicked out by the Spartans, and it's going to be in now their offensive zone. Really battled for around the boards. Ernest now with possession of the puck, passes it into center, neutral ice for Barnett. Barnett with numbers is trying to connect, swings it around to Hughes. Hughes trying to make something happen, but is double teamed, releases it, and it's just going to be scooped up by the Spartans. Now fighting in a foot race, Ernest and Manisto. And it's going to be a whistle call, I believe an icing one there. Dylan, what are you seeing so far in this face-off?
I'm seeing a lot of nothing, is what I'm seeing.
I honestly agree.
Yeah.
All right, another face-off here, no shock there. And it's going to be won by the Spartans, but not able to connect with anyone. Trying to push it into their offensive zone, but intercepted by Wolverines in neutral ice. Duke trying to make something happen, but not able to connect with anyone. It's going to swing around the boards to Hage. Hage able to pick it up, but he's going to swing it right back to Horkoff. Horkoff trying to make something happen. Swings it to Duke, trying to dominate in this offensive zone. A cheeky backdoor pass to Hage. Hage trying to make something happen. He's just going to try and connect with Duke, but the stick of Manisto is going to get in the way. Or sorry, Martone there, folks. Duke checking his shoulder, gets in a battle with Martone, but with numbers, Hage is easily able to intercept that pass. Hage trying to make something happen.
Somebody just lost their stick. Who's that?
There is a loose stick on ice. No one going to the puck. It's just skidding through center ice. Finally picked up by Robertson. Intercepted as it tries to get past between the offensive zone of the Wolverines.
I think the lost stick belongs to a player who's not even on the ice anymore.
So it's just on there?
I think so.
It honestly looks like it because everyone else has a stick. All right, no one with clear possession. The stick is definitely in the way. It's an awful placement. Shock trying to make something happen. Jukes around, tries to get a pass behind the net. He's going to connect with the boards, I guess. He didn't pass anyone.
Bounced off the stick.
Valentini
just floating around on the ice.
It's so bad. Valentini's trying to make something happen. Passes it right back up center ice to Robertson. Robertson pushed in the shoulder, but keeps contact with the puck, trying to make something happen. He's scrambling around, 2 players on him. Shock with space, passes it to Hage. Hage trying to make something happen, passes it back up. Quick shot from Shock, but it is blocked. Perone quickly scooping up the puck, trying to make something happen. Deeks left, and a shot, but it is wide of the net.
I feel like this puck is magnetically tied to the stick.
Yeah, it's just, it keeps going into the stick, ironically. Perone with numbers. He has 2 on him, but he's going to try and make something happen. Gets it to McKinney. McKinney backdoor pass across the crease, but no one home to smack it in. We're going to try and see it back into the offensive zone. The Wolverines, they're really keeping the puck here. And a shot, and it goes wide right by Tyler Duke. Tyler Duke with numbers with Spence, trying to make something happen. Duke at the top, near the blue line. Make something happen, but it's deflected by the Spartans. That pass does not make it through to the net. Hughes scrambling around trying to make something happen and inevitably avoid this random stick on ice. Gonna swing around to Park. Park swinging it back up to Fantilli. It's gonna go a shot wide right. And it's gonna be finding itself into neutral ice, missing the stick of Duke, and Michigan's going to have to rebuild from their defensive zone. From behind the net, he's going to take a second here and try and make something happen. With numbers, Park with speed goes across neutral ice, trying to make something happen, looking for someone, and it's going to go to Spence, who's going to flick it up and ahead to a battle between 2 players, but no one's going to clearly get possession, and a helmet comes flying off for Spence, and that's going to be an immediate whistle.
The stoppage of play will hopefully remove this stick from the ice, and it will. Lee from Michigan State's going to
Dylan's been very focused on this stick.
It's just, I haven't seen a stick just lay there on the ice for so long in my lifetime. But that was a really interesting period of play there. There's only 13 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in this game. As I think, Michigan had an opportunity there. Duke had an open shot, but he missed it by several feet. And he missed a pass headed to him to keep that play alive.
It's going to be face-off left wing, and now we're gliding into Michigan's offensive zone. Pushing it across the crease, but no one home. Now it's going to be in the possession of the Spartans with speed. We're seeing the Spartans try and have an offensive opportunity. Van Sahi trying to connect with Nielsen. Both of them getting tangled up instantly by Ernestine and Moldenhauer. Nielsen just swinging it around the back, Peck intercepting it in the trapezoid. Now we're going to try and have Michigan build up from their defensive zone to their offensive zone. But it's going to be intercepted in neutral ice. Huge collision, both going down. Van Sahi, huge hit with Moldenhauer. Both flying in the air and now down. They're going to go to their benches after that gruesome fall. Now we're going to see O'Connell try and swing it to Ralph. Ralph trying to make a shot happen. It goes wide left, not on frame. We're going to see one shot by Lindstrom. Lindstrom finally being an offensive presence today. Going to go off the pads and be played with by O'Connell, who shoots, and it goes to the right pad of Peck and flies into the netting.
Puck almost left the arena. That was very, very hard shot.
Huge deflection by Peck.
Yeah.
Just like you said, though, huge shot to make that deflection happen.
Yeah, no, great job there from Stephen Peck to play excellent defense. Michigan State up to 24 shots, only 3 of them have gone in. That's a pretty good ratio, I think, for Stephen Peck against a very high-octane defense or offense. And we saw the University of Michigan Wolverines do their best to go on the offensive there and put pressure on Michigan State, and they did a great job of it. They didn't come up with any fruit. Unfortunately, I think that's if they're gonna have any success in this game, Michigan's gonna have to continue to do that. So with time dwindling, it looks more and more likely that Michigan State's going to go into the duel to be tomorrow night, 1-0 lead in this 2-game series. They split the series that they had against each other in December, and we will see if this series either gets swept by a team or gets split by a team. These 2 teams just in general are very well matched with each other. We've talked a lot about the stakes of this just in the sense of how deep the rivalry is, but it's also, there's a lot of stakes in the sense that Michigan State's the number 2 team in the nation, and if they win one tonight, or if they win 2 tonight and tomorrow, I mean, Michigan State could easily move up to the number 1 team in the nation.
Yeah,
and
for
there's
sure.
serious ramifications for that in the Big Ten.
Outside of their rivalry, you're so right. There's so much more. It's the 1 and 2 top teams right now. This means all the more who's getting that 1 seed ranking now. All right, they're going to be battling across the boards in Michigan State's offensive zone. Ralph trying to rip a shot, but it is deflected off of the body of Shifsky. Shock swinging it around the trapezoid now, trying to make something happen in Michigan to regain possession. They're going to flick it into neutral ice. Horkoff's going to swiftly pick it up. Shifsky with a quick shot, and it's going to go off the pads of Augustine. Now with speed, Jarecki in a foot race with Shock, but he goes past him and slides a shot in, but Peck's going to easily be able to block that one with his pads. Peck going to stick his stick out for Shock to quickly regroup in the trapezoid again. We're going to see Michigan try and build up from their defensive zone now. With numbers, he now has Perrone and Valentini with him now. Or Fantilli, pardon. Valentini now with the puck is going to connect with Fantilli. Fantilli connecting with McKinney. McKinney slides it up, and it's going to go into the trapezoid, but scooped up by the Spartans. Now the Spartans with speed are going to try and make something happen here. Shouty connecting with Ministo, but nothing able to happen. Huge collision, Ministo goes down, but now it swindles back into the possession of the Wolverines. Valentini trying to make something happen, pushes it up, but it is caught effortlessly by Augustine. No surprise there, Dylan.
Another great catch in the glove, Trey Augustine. Colt McKinney smashing a Michigan State player right into the boards before that. You know, I think you're going to see a lot more desperation for Michigan as we enter now. We're under 11 minutes to play in this game, and you know, Michigan's offense is going to have to continue to ramp up. And desperation is a word that I used just now, but I don't know if desperation is the right word. I would say that it's a lot more just aggressiveness is what's going to come out of Michigan.
There's definitely that aggressiveness factor and a little bit of that desperation right now from the Wolverines as well. They're going to try and make something happen, but another
right on
whistle.
Cue. Tyler Duke takes a probably unnecessary and hard to justify a shot from the top of the zone, and it doesn't go. It gets caught by Trey Augustine. That's not how you're going to win this game. You're not going to be able to just take those quote-unquote easy shots because Trey Augustine's fundamentals are just too good in the net.
He's way too strong back there for something like that to work. You're completely right, Dylan. We're going to see a face-off here. Stramel versus Hughes, nothing new here. And it's going to be rethrown. I believe that was an error on the ref there, Dylan. All right, puck drop. And it's going to be won by Hughes. Quick pass off to Duke. Duke trying to make something happen, puts it in the crease. It's going to go deflecting off the pads of Augustine. Now with speed. Martone is going to try and make something happen. Duke able to slide him into the boards and get him pushed into there. Fantilli now trying to add numbers. Russell also adding numbers. Puck staying in the same spot, not able to move. And it escapes, and Moldenhauer gets a hand on it, but passes it to Ralph. Ralph pushes it across ice. And it's going to be a battle between Stramel and Ernest. Fantilli coming out with it off after it's skidded across the boards. Now we're going to see a shot come off, but it gets deflected by the pads of Peck. Ralph trying to make something happen, but Ernest stops him. Huge hit from behind, though, for Stramel. Fantilli swerving behind the ones. Another stick flying on the ice. They're going to go up with speed against the right boards, but it's going to be quickly picked up again by Ralph from the Spartans. Now Ralph with speed puts it into neutral ice to Stramel. Now we're going to see Lee try and make something happen. He's just going to push it across the boards. Russell trying to make something happen, pushes it across the boards. Back to Lee. Barnett says no, pushes it to Rayam Mullen. Rayam Mullen connects with Draper. And Park now in neutral ice with the puck. He's going to go with numbers with Spence and Barnett. Connects with Barnett. And a quick shot for Barnett! And they've done it! A goal by Barnett! That is exactly the dynamic we needed from these Wolverines offensively to play off an opportunity. A quick pass and a quick release. That's been we've been saying.
Yeah, Park was able to break away with the puck. He's able to make a clean pass to his right, across the goalie, over to Barnett. Barnett puts it in. Just an absolutely phenomenal job by Michigan to create the shot opening. And that's what we've been talking about, is that Michigan, in order to get this offense alive and to work against this Michigan State defense, it had to create the opportunities itself.
100%. You have to create the opportunities or else these won't happen. So we're going to have a face-off here, and it's going to be won by the Wolverines as they push into their offensive zone. Horkoff in the trapezoid with Shifsky, but nothing happens. They're going to swing it around the boards again. Shifsky again in the trapezoid trying to connect, but Michigan State defense is everywhere. Robertson trying to keep it in the offensive zone, and he does. It does not cross that blue line. Horkoff trying to make something happen, pushing it into the crease, but pushed out by Geary. Horkoff trying to connect, pushes it across ice. Robertson trying to make something happen, pushing it towards the crease, but immediately rejected by the State. Oh! And a huge save by Augustine. It looked like it almost was going to slip by. And an attempt by Shock now. Shots left and right by the Wolverines. Now they're going to scramble as most of their numbers were in their offensive zone, but a huge poke by Michigan's defense. Shifsky there with a huge save, and now it's going to be back in Michigan's offensive ice. However, State building up. They got possession of the puck, and now it's in the neutral zone again. Tangled up, and it's going to be easily picked up by Park with no pressure. Park swinging it around the boards again. We're going to have a foot race by Draper and Basgal. Fantilli now with the puck, and a quick shot by Spence, but Spence is rejected by Augustine. Now we're going to see Park try and make something happen, connecting with Spence. Spence looking for something. Tight coverage by Ralph. Spence trying to make something happen, and it looks like we have a whistle here, and it seems like there might be a call here. Dylan, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing another brutal fall for Spence in this game. And Park on the ice, lost his helmet. I mean, that was
Park very slow to come up. Very slow to come up there.
Just a very violent interaction between Michigan and Michigan State. Michigan at least visibly taking the brunt of that. The trainer's out to look at Park.
I was going to say, what I assume to be a trainer.
He may have hurt his wrist, actually. And the children of Yost are furious.
There was a lot of dirty moments there by the Spartans. You could see why the children of Yost are so unhappy with what's going on right there. We're seeing two players for the Wolverines slow to get up. Spence, this whole entire game, putting his body on the line, left and right, trying to block these shots. Got hit in the shin early on, was slow to limp off the ice. Then we saw him slow to get up in the second period, and now we see him slow to get up again after. Oh!
They just showed on the replay, Park was knocked to the ground and then held there and smacked down. Spence was pushed
that
to
could
the
have been
ground.
a slashing or a tripping call there,
Surprisingly,
actually.
no penalties
No penalty there for
No
either of them, but definitely stirring the pot by showing the replay to the children of Yost. Going to be in the trapezoid, and a huge hit. Down goes West. Valentini is upset that nothing is being called against him, but now they're going to call that out of anything, folks.
Yeah, that was a very clear retaliation by Valentini, and that's what gets called in this game. The children of Yost are furious. This arena is the loudest I've heard it since opening night, as people are just losing their minds over the refereeing in this game. Valentini is going to enter the penalty box. No penalties here administered to Michigan State after this last minute has had a lot of scuffling from both teams, but particularly Michigan State.
Yeah. Good thing you can hear our Nat mic, folks. I mean, the children of Yost is very unhappy. It's very evident. And we're getting some classic ref you suck chants, and also Brandon Naranjo exchanging some look to be heated words. Maybe not the cleanest of words with the ref as well. We're going to have a face-off now. Yes, in Michigan's defensive territory. Duke trying to get something to happen, trying to get it around the boards, but not able. It's going to be flicked up into the netting. And we're going to see another face-off, but we are still having the ref you suck chants. Wow.
I have never, ever heard this audience in Yost Arena.
I've never heard it be this loud.
I've never heard it be this loud. I've never heard it be this discontent.
Wow.
This unionized over a play.
I don't think I've seen a hockey game be this subjective. But wow. Heated rivalry, man. That'll do it. Absolutely. All right, Basgal trying to make something happen. Connects with Martone. Martone trying to play on something up. And, oh my gosh, he has a shot. An absolutely disgusting shot that sneaks to the right post.
That went
bounces off of it, tracing the red line. The few fans from East Landfill exchanging their arms in the air thinking it was a goal, but it was not. Now on a break, Martone's going to have something happen. Trying to make this one go in after that last disappointment. Basgal slides it to Lee. Lee with a shot, but it's going to go off the pads of... And now we're seeing another offensive opportunity happen. Russell trying to have a shot, and Draper says no. Now on a break with Shifsky. And he has a shot, and he puts it up right, and it's in! And just like that, it is tied! just like that,
Oh
the
my
Wolverines
God!
are back in this game. They can say a huge thank you to Draper, Keenan Draper.
Gabby Miller. What a goal!
Man, am I excited for him to play for the Red Wings because that was unreal. Wow.
I mean, he
Oh
had
my
a
gosh,
man in
on the
front of him.
penalty kill. They are able to take the momentum.
He had Shifsky in front of him. He had an opportunity to get the pass off, get the assist, maybe a more open goal, a more competitive goal. But he took it himself, drove it up the left side, and he said, "No, I got
He
this."
said, "No,
ISO.
I got
And he
this." Oh no.
slots it in the top corner. They're going to
It's
take that
under
goal back.
review and currently taken back. We're not sure why, but the children of Yost look
It's unclear what the refs are reviewing at the
a
moment.
bit more upset than they have. I actually do not know what is under review right now.
I don't know either. The goal was pretty clear.
Do you think they're reviewing that goal? Or goal?
No, I think it's too late to review that.
I think it is
I'm
too.
wondering if they're
Oh my gosh, they are reviewing Martone's goal several moments after.
I mean,
I'm
this is
shocked.
like a minute, maybe 2 minutes later that they're reviewing.
That's not a goal.
It goes off iron, but does not cross the red line.
It does
It
not
was
cross
initially
the
ruled
red
by
line.
The referee as a no goal. I do not think that there's substantial evidence to overrule that.
If this was
change.
overruled, folks, I would
would be
wonder
an
if
all-timer.
there is some under-the-table
If they
payments
overrule
being
this-
made.
Okay, you can't say that.
I know.
If they overrule this, I mean, it will be on Sports Network. It will be everywhere.
Wow.
Because, I mean, this is just,
This
it's
is
incredible.
shocking. Refs bought off by MSU is being held in the children of Yost. So clearly, no one is very happy if they are wearing maize and blue in Yost Ice Arena right now. All right, the ref has just
Refs
taken
are
off his
finished reviewing.
headset. He is about to come back into center ice and announce this call. All right, let's see what's going to happen here, Dylan. He's sliding to center ice.
It is ruled a no goal. The play stands as it was. It is
And
now
it is
3-3.
tied! A 3-3.
Now, I believe if they overruled that and changed the call, it would have eliminated the Michigan goal as well and would have made it 4-2.
The stadium pulse would have been crazy.
Instead, with 7 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the third period, this game is tied 3-3. 1 minute and 19 seconds remaining.
Everyone is on their feet. And there's the face-off. Remember, they are still, the Wolverines at least, are still in a penalty kill power play for the Spartans right now, as there's still 1 minute and 10 seconds left in that. Lee with speed is trying to slide through, and it's going to be intercepted by Duke. Stick flying everywhere. Duke on the ground. Martone trying to make something happen. Ernest says no. He passes to Russell. Martone with the puck again, trying to make something happen, trying to make a path. Stremmel trying to make something happen. Lee with no clear contact. Karate chops it, and it does not go in. Stuck in the trapezoid, tangled up. Duke quickly pushes it around the boards, trying to make something happen. The ball, or puck, sorry, pardon, keeps getting pushed around. Duke trying to make something happen, and we are belly sliding everywhere on the ice right now, folks. Fantilli making something happen, comes up right boards with numbers. Draper trying to make something happen, and it flies off his stick funny and not able to get good contact. All right, tangled up with Russell. We're going to see what happens. Martone able to get the puck and slide out of that. Michigan with numbers is ready for this counterattack. Stremmel quickly tangled up with Barnett, not able to make anything happen. Just going to pass it back to Martone. Intercepted by Shifsky. Shifsky alone, on with two. Can he make something happen? He's going to pull back and wait for his team to join. Barnett joining, and he is going to pass it off to Shifsky. No clean possession of the puck for the Wolverines, so they're just going to push it behind net. Now we're going to see O'Connell try and make something happen for the Spartans. He's going to go around the back of the net with speed as he's being chased down by a Wolverine himself. Lindstrom trying to make something happen. He's going to be face-to-face with Robertson. Robertson with a nice, slick deflection, and it's going to be pushed all the way to the opposite side of the ice for the Spartans. Trying to make something happen, but huge hit by Lindstrom, and he's down. Perron trying to make something happen. It sneaks past. Another post shot, but the helmet of Peck is going to fall off.
His mask. The refs are going to stop the play because of that. It's a very dangerous situation.
Honestly, pretty fortunate for Peck to lose his mask and helmet there, as it's going to give Michigan a little bit of time to regroup.
Definitely a needed breather for the Michigan Wolverines.
For sure. They're finally back to full strength, but I mean, they were really getting forced around during that penalty kill. You wouldn't have known they're on their penalty kill.
All game is the shot count. Michigan now starting to catch up in shots. They're up to 27
when the goal went in, it was 27-27, interestingly enough. So on that last few seconds of the penalty kill, we did see Michigan State get to take that lead in shots again, as you're saying.
Absolutely. You know, they started to put Peck back on his heels a little bit, and so that's why we're saying, you know, that breather for Peck, his mask falling off. I mean, that's a huge deal. And I'm sure this will result in the power play in Michigan territory as a result. But I mean, that breather, I think, is much needed and well received for the Michigan Wolverines. This game is absolutely bonkers. The fans here are going crazy. There's a giveaway today for these light-up cowboy hats. They are just intensifying. It's just like the vivid, just, I don't know how to describe it.
Oh, you know, it's getting real. Ozzy Osbourne's playing. 5 minutes, 23 seconds left, and it is 3-3 in the game of all games. Again, first time these two teams have met at first and second rankings. And again, it is their 350th matchup in meeting, which is crazy that this is the first time for this to happen. But there's so much on the line. Again, it's about that ranking, Dylan.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it really is about the rankings tonight. You know, the rivalry is important, very heated rivalry, but you know, the ranking, I think, is the most important to both teams.
All right, Nielsen and Hughes are going to take this face-off.
I think the Michigan Wolverines are probably grateful that it's not Stremel who is leading the nation in face-off wins.
This feels like the first face-off for the Spartans that they're not putting Stremel up there. Obviously, he's not in the shift right now. But Stremel's so good on that face-off, so it'll be interesting to see how this works out for the Spartans right now. Again, Nielsen and Hughes facing off. It's going to be pushed back with Nielsen's blade. Back to Lee. Lee swinging it around the back. Van Sahi pushing it out. It's going to go back to Sturbach, to Geary. Geary with a shot, and it's going to be quickly scooped up by Peck. I don't know how Peck was able to get a hand on that, as there was so much pressure in the crease there, Dylan.
Stephen Peck has been tested all game, and you know he's allowed 3 goals across the first 2 periods. This third period, he's just turned it up a notch. He has really dug deep into his back to continue to hold the line to make sure that Michigan State has not allowed those goals. We talked about at the beginning of this period how it all came down to, could Michigan score those 2 goals? Could their offense come alive? And could their defense hold enough so that Michigan State couldn't score? So far, that's the case.
For sure.
They've gotten those goals, and Michigan State hasn't scored.
Strong shot there by Leahy. It's going to be pushed back, though. Hage pushing it around the boards, trying to scramble there as Horkoff not able to get there, but he's going to put on a hit to Barnhill, trying to make something happen. Barnhill swings it to Leahy. Leahy trying to make something happen, pushes it behind the boards. Oh, and it's just no one's possession in front of the crease. Dangerous territory for the Wolverines. Bodies everywhere. Ram Mullen trying to make something happen. Bodies everywhere. Peck trying to get a hand on that, and it doesn't work. Shifsky and Barnhill tangled up. Barnhill putting his hands in the air, thinking that could have been a call. Shroudy trying to make something happen, passes it all the way across ice to Martone. Martone pushing it across ice as well, trying to make something happen, desperately putting an attack on net. It's going to be flicked into neutral ice and have to be brought back up from a starting point of the defensive zone by Barnhill. Barnhill swinging back up. He's going to try and connect with Strimmel, but it's not going to work, and it's going to be an icing call.
As play stops here, we'll get a power play down at Michigan State territory when we come back here. And in this game, it's continued to electrify Yost Arena in Ann Arbor. Game 1 of a 2-game series. Game 2 will be in Detroit tomorrow for the Duel to D. We have 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in this game, and it could not be more intense.
All right, a face-off here. Hughes and Stremel, because Stremel is back in this shift, so you know he's on the face-off. In the trapezoid, Perron's trying to make something happen, and a shot by Moldenauer! And I don't know how that didn't sneak past Augustine. That is exactly that quick counter that he is struggling to defend.
That is the brilliance of Trey Augustine.
Wow.
I mean, just the absolute standout freshman goallie.
Unreal reaction time by Augustine.
His fundamentals are incredible, but
wow.
the stuff beyond the fundamentals too is just, I mean, it really jumps out at you. He really passes the eye test as one of the best goalies in hockey.
100%. All right, it's going to go to Fantilli right at the blue line. Trying to make something happen. Trying to connect with Hughes, but it's going to now be good contact and flick off his stick. Going to be a huge hit right into the bench of Michigan State, and we're going to see a call be made here, I believe an offsides one, since we were dangerously close to the blue line, Dylan.
Yeah, absolutely. Duke kind of caught that one to prevent it from going out of bounds into the Michigan State bench, and I think this will result in a power play here in neutral territory off to the west wing.
All right, face off left wing. Obviously, Stramel here with McKinney this time. And let's see who will win it. Puck drop, and it's going to... And Stramel's going to end on top of McKinney. But it's going to go back to Fantilli, and he's going to loop it around, trying to connect with someone, and it's going to be no one's clear possession right now. Stramel trying to make something happen and build from the back. He slides across ice, trying to make something happen. Flicks it off to his defenseman, Ralph. Ralph trying to make something happen, pushes it into neutral ice, and it's going to be no one's possession. Peck's going to leave his crease behind net in the trapezoid and push it up. McKinney tangled up with Russell, going to make something happen, and it's just going to end up being popped up and back into the Spartans' defensive zone. Valentini putting on some tight pressure, and it's going to be reflected off of someone's stick for Shock to build off the boards for Ernest. Ernest with speed is going to push it up the right boards as well. Draper not able to get there quick because Michigan State's defense was ready for that. Draper able to pick up a mistake by the Spartans and a quick shot, but it's going to be no issues for Trey Augustine.
Another shot attempt straight at Trey Augustine. Those are the ones that you're just not going to get to go in. He had guys to his left. He probably could have passed it to, but you know, in these moments, it's really hard to think like that so quickly. We have 3 minutes remaining, Gabby, in a very close game. It's tied. It's 3-3. 3 minutes remaining. Third period. In college, hockey does go to overtime.
It does.
So
this would be pretty dang exciting.
It would be unbelievable if this game went to overtime in Yost Arena.
Unreal. All right, it's going to spatter on back into Michigan's defensive zone, but you know it. It's an icing call. We're going to rush back to the offensive zone for the Wolverines. Maybe they can make something happen here.
It's a huge opportunity for Michigan
another
because they're going
face-off.
to get a power play here in Michigan State territory. To the left of Trey Augustine. DJ Hughes here to get the puck.
All right, here we go. Hughes wins the faceoff to Shock. In a shot, and it's going to be blocked. Shock's going to quickly grab that rebound, passing it up to Perron behind the net. No one able to get clear possession. It's going to be sauced back into the offensive zone for the Wolverines. Geary trying to make something happen. He gets pushed down. Perron able to pick up the pieces, trying to find someone, but he gets pushed hard into the boards as well. State trying to escape the offensive pressure of the Wolverines, just going to slide it across ice, trying to make something happen. Intercepted by Hughes. Hughes into the offensive zone with speed. Going to connect with Perron. Perron trying to wait for more numbers in Mays to join him. Fantilli trying to make something happen. A shot, but it is blocked by Geary. Geary, that reflection, giving a breakaway for O'Connell. Duke pushing O'Connell into the boards, quickly regains possession of the puck. Swinging behind the net, brings it up to Draper. Draper in neutral ice, going to pass it left. Boards, easy for West to pick up. Huge hit by Draper into the boards. And it's going to trickle back into neutral ice. A huge deke by Lee, passing it to Van Sahi. Quickly intercepted by Spence. Spence, who's been everywhere tonight, passes it off to Draper. Draper trying to find someone to connect, and it's going to be picked up by Basgell. Basgell not able to get clean contact, and a shot comes off by Malcolm Spence there as well. Draper trying to make something happen, connects with Robertson. Robertson passes to Barnett. Barnett a smoker, and it doesn't go in. Wide right. Another shot put off, blocked again. Michigan State desperately trying to get it out of their defensive zone. Flicks it on over into Michigan's defensive zone. Barnett quick to pick it up. Page on the attack with him. Slides past his first Spartan. Slides past another. He's on a break and he shoots, and it's deflected by Augustine. No issues for Augustine again. Michigan able to intercept in the neutral zone again. Not able to get a clear enough interception though, and Russell is quickly able to pick it up. 1 minute remaining. Sturbach with a smoker, and it doesn't go in, and it's behind in the trapezoid again. behind Peck. Michigan trying to desperately get it out now. Flicks it over. Foot race of Geary and Shifsky. Now it's going to be in neutral ice. Neither team with clear possession. Now we're going to see Stramel with Martone. This is dangerous for the Wolverines, but no issues for Peck. Peck easily able to
Stephen Peck's able to just catch that right in his gut. Doesn't really get the glove on it, but puts his body in front of it. That's what a good goalie does. And this game is still tied up with 30.7 seconds remaining. Well, the power play here in Michigan territory. This is a very high-stakes face-off for Michigan because if they can get the defensive stop here,
the children of Yost are on their feet. It's neck at neck. 13 versus 13 face-off here. Going to be won by the Spartans. Ralph swinging it around to O'Connell. O'Connell trying to have a quick shot, but it's wide left. Moldenhauer trying to break free from the grab of Shouty. Shouty able to get in there and put it behind the net. Peck stepping out of the crease. Swings it around with power, but he's not in the net, and it gets picked up by a Spartan. He's going to have to scurry back in there. Oh, and a quick shot by the Spartans, but it is no issues for Peck. Barnett trying to get it out of there, but he is pushed against the boards by Shouty. Shouty is everywhere, left, right, center. And it's going to be against the boards, but we're going to see a whistle here.
That is the end of regulation time. We're going to go to overtime
in
Yost Arena. This period started with the Michigan Wolverines down 3-1. Michigan came back. They have tied this thing up. They kept it tied, and they are rewarded for it.
Honestly, Dylan, this is the perfect situation for the 350th matchup between these two teams. Going to overtime, really battling it out for that #1 title. Who is #1? Who is the hockey school in the state of Michigan?
This rivalry's never been more heated.
I couldn't agree more.
I mean, you could not have scripted a better game.
It's almost like
it feels like an NHL game. It
wow.
sounds like an NHL game.
It's unreal.
The fans here, the students, but not just the students. I mean, everybody who came to pay and paid to be here tonight is loud. They're on their feet. I mean, truly unbelievable energy from fans of both teams as they just stand here. I mean, you could cut in that last 2 minutes. You could cut the tension in Yost Arena with a knife. I mean, it was just.
You could.
It was just. I mean, it wasn't even loud in the last 2 minutes. It was loud when somebody would break away, but it was just like, oh my God, don't score. No matter who you're rooting for, you were just like kind of hoping if you're Michigan or Michigan State, you're like, honestly, just let us go to overtime. Let's just see what happens. We have 30 seconds left in this short intermission before we go into our overtime period, and it's truly anybody's game.
It really is.
What do you think will end this overtime period?
I mean, I think a really big strength for this team, for the Spartans at least, is if they're going to put their 2 assets in during this, it could be dangerous for the Wolverines. If they're going to put Martone or Stramel in, it's definitely going to be a challenge for Michigan to both defensively and offensively offset that. And to the shock of no one, we do have Stramel in with Russell, who is also a huge asset offensively for the Spartans. But on the Michigan Wolverines, we have Fantilli Hughes. And I can't see his number at the moment. Perron, sorry. All right, the faceoff is won by the Wolverines. Pushed back in their defensive zone. Going to take it behind the trapezoid. Try and make something happen with speed. He's going to beat his first defender, Stramel, and he's going to pass it back to Perron. Perron with speed is going to work backwards and try and find someone. Fantilli almost setting a pick there, opening up space for Perron. Perron still on the puck, going to try and make something happen. Still in neutral ice here, folks, as we have some tight defense and great coverage by the Spartans so far. Hughes trying to make something happen, connects with Perron, trying to make something happen, passes it off again to Hughes, trying to make an opportunity and a shot, but it's deflected, and it's going to be an opportunity. Foot race here between Fantilli and Stramel. Fantilli wins it. Stramel goes off the ice. Hughes on a break, and he has it. A shot, and he gets pushed right ice, not able to let a shot off, and it's going to be scooped up by Michigan State's defense. All right, Nielsen trying to make something happen. Russell's going to also leave the ice now. New, fresh feet from both sides.
Michigan State making far more substitutions than Michigan early on. It's a 3-on-3.
Sure.
That's how
all right, Lee on a break is going to try and make something happen. A shot, and it gets deflected by Peck. Peck pushing it to the left of the net as I look at it. His right. Oh, right Hage is going to try and tangle up in double team with Robertson. It's going to be pushed out by Lee. Lee gets pushed into the boards and is on a break. Moldenauer trying to make something happen. He connects with Horkoff, but Horkoff cannot get possession of the puck. Horkoff falling to his feet. Children of Yost are livid, thinking that could be tripping, and
it looks like it might be. We'll have some stop play. We'll see
all right, we might see a power play for the Wolverines.
Well, if there's a penalty called, I believe Michigan gets an extra player.
They do, that's correct.
And it is a penalty. That's going to be called on, let's see, who is that called on?
Nielsen.
Yeah, that is Eric
Nielsen is in the box.
And now Michigan clearly at the advantage here.
Naranjo and Nightingale quickly sketching something up. Both teams looking stressed right now. It seems like on the ice for the Wolverines will be Horkoff, Hughes, Hage, and Perron. Not sure of the line for the Spartans yet. They're about to break, and I can give it to you soon. It looks like it's going to be, Geary leaves the ice. He's been a huge defensive player for this team tonight, so that'll be interesting. But they do have their other defensive asset, Ralph. Ralph has been super strong tonight.
Ralph, Scremmel, and Vasgal.
Kendall probably a big fan of Ralph. I believe he's going to the Blues.
Scremmel comes off the ice, actually. He was a fourth man on there, and they take him off. And
all right.
Shouty comes on the ice.
The face-off, Hughes wins it, passes it to Perron. Perron trying to make something happen, passes it to Hage. Hage at top of the ice, trying to make something happen, passes it back to Perron. A little exchange again between the two. Hage with the puck, and he releases a shot, and it gets quickly swept up by Augustine. Clutched between his pads. We're going to see another face-off here for the Wolverines, assumedly taken by Hughes again. He's been really strong on face-offs tonight. Stramel back on the ice. I assume he'll be the other side of this face-off as well, and you know it. That's exactly what's about to happen. All right. The puck drops, and it's going to be won by Perron as it skitters back to him. He's going to take his time in the neutral zone for a second. He's going to do a backward pass to Hughes, splitting the Spartans' defense. Back to Perron, trying to make something happen. Hughes with space to Hage. Hage not able to get proper contact with the puck, is going to pass it back to Perron, splitting the defense of the Spartans again. Hage trying to make something happen, but there's too much in the way. Doesn't release a shot yet. Hughes releases a shot, but it gets deflected and is going to hit high boards and blow a whistle. All right, we're going to see some new feet for the Spartans. Looks like the Wolverines are keeping their offensive line right now in. I call it an offensive line because they are such a strong offensive presence.
They do bring in one guy. They bring in Horkoff in this substitution.
Oh, yes.
That's the only guy who comes in.
All right, Perron takes it at the top. Passes it to Hage. Hage back to Perron. Back to Hage again. Hits off the board. Going to try and regroup here and make something happen. Perron with the puck. To Hughes. To Perron. To Hughes again. To Perron. And it's going to Hage. He's going to look for Horkoff. Horkoff going to carry the puck for a little, try and make something happen. To Hage. Hage not shooting yet. Horkoff trying to make something happen. Michigan State putting in some tough defense. It's going to be deflected out, kept in their offensive zone, though. Perot's going to have to scramble after that, though. 43 seconds left in this power play for the Wolverines. Can they make something happen here? Hage trying to put off a shot, but there's nothing there, so he's going to pass it to Horkoff. Hage, again, he's going to have to pass it to Horkoff. Nothing there. Hage with the puck, trying to make something happen. Everyone tightly covered, nothing able to come off. Perot with a quick shot, and it goes in! And it goes in! The Wolverines rush the ice! Yost on their feet, the boards being banged by the fans!
Oh my God!
And that is it!
The Michigan Wolverines come back
to win
this game in Yost Arena. Game 1 of a 2-game set.
Tied at 34 shots each.
Michigan offense just came through.
Come back. And I told you that offensive line they put in for that last few seconds of that power play. 26 seconds left on that power play. And they are able to sneak it in. Wow. Augustine looking so excited to take this momentum to Detroit tomorrow. Little Caesars Arena, duel in the D. They are excited to carry this momentum into tomorrow.
Mr. Brightside plays in Yost Arena. The children of Yost rejoice.
Mr. Brightside erupts, as Dylan says.
Wolverines will go home happy tonight. Spartans watching at home, watching here at Yost Arena will be disappointed. But they'll go into tomorrow night feeling optimistic for their chances of beating Michigan tomorrow in Detroit. And as we talked about earlier, tomorrow's game means more. It really does. I mean, this was a phenomenal win for Michigan. It was an underdog win, which they weren't underdogs coming into it, but by halfway through, you were like, I think Michigan State has already won. And Michigan proved that by no means was it over. They tied it up with 2-0 in the third period, and then were able to get a penalty drawn in overtime, and on that 4-3 matchup, found the opening and just squeezed a goal in there past Trey Augustine, who had just an excellent game tonight. If you're Trey Augustine, you're like, I did everything I could. I really did.
You saw him frustratedly fall to his knees on the ice after that goal slipped past him. He read it. He was on the near post.
Absolutely.
It just snuck by. It was a great read by him.
Body against the post and block any puck window from being open. And it was just such a hard hit,
such a
well
hit shot. There's really nothing you can do there. Exactly said Dylan. And that'll be it. I see this being an exciting lead into tomorrow, the second game of this series, obviously at the LCA where the Red Wings play. But it'll be exciting because both teams are going to be so fueled by the results of tonight's game. Obviously, Michigan's on cloud 9 after coming back into this game in the first place. They're going to be on cloud 9 to try and keep this momentum going and win the big one. However, you have the flip side of Michigan State, who's not thrilled that they ended up losing this match.
Michigan State and the Spartans go in tomorrow night's game. They go in hungry.
For sure.
Again, tomorrow night, guys, we will have the broadcast up on WCBN.
Yes.
The puck drop is at 6:30 p.m., not 7. The 350th game between Michigan and Michigan State goes Michigan's way.
Tune in for the 351st.
To 145 live against Michigan State. I mean, truly the most heated of rivalries.
Truly a heated rivalry between these two teams.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to be it, I think, for us at WCBN.
Yeah, phenomenal.
For this matchup between Michigan and Michigan State.
Phenomenal game between the two. Thank you for tuning in. I know this was broadcasted on live television, so if you tuned in with us today, we appreciate it. And with that said, it is a 4-3 victory for the Wolverines. We will leave you with a good night and a go blue. I'm Gabby Miller, joined with Dylan Phillips, and thank you so much for listening.
Good night from Yost Arena.